We're live. Hello,
Hello.
everybody. Hello. This is a very English introduction because normally there's an American on the screen, but he's got sound issues. Yeah. Let's do that. So, cheers, everybody. We're both drinking tea.
Chin chin.
Chin chin. Should we say a few like pavement biscuits? What else can we say? Some
Boot.
English words.
Boot.
Boot.
Not trunk.
Oh yeah, boot. Yeah, I thought they do say boot, but clearly, yeah, not in that context.
Aluminium.
Aluminium. Yeah. Is he back? Is he all right?
Oh yeah, it's my connector.
Is that better?
Yeah. I mean, maybe I just don't use the headphones.
Yeah, don't use headphones. I've got a weird situation at my end where
I'm still getting it.
You got this. Well, even without the headphones. Oh, now he's gone. You got your sounds gone. You've muted yourself. This is great TV, isn't it? We're not going to get to the comments because we'll have spent an hour trying to sort ourselves out. While he's doing that, I'll just say a very uninteresting anecdote about the fact that I have to use my iPad now. And I tried this for the first time last week with Richard Rimple for the Desert Island Flicks. And it's so funny because it ends really weird because I didn't know how to end the stream because I wasn't used to seeing this screen. So yeah, that's weird. I think I left the entire thing and Richard was left there on his own. And then went back and turned it off, which is brilliant. What an idiot. Are you all right now, Dave? Are you still muted? She's still muted though. Dave, you're still muted. Oh, he's gone. I mean, I had issues. That's what I've gone to do because I was saying to Gav, I'm going to mention in a minute that Gav's our guest, but I was saying that I usually use this. I have done for ages, so I'm a little bit worried that this is going to work. But let's bring him back in.
Oh,
it's
now
exciting, isn't it?
I think
You're
it's
back
good now.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's good.
I think I connected bad, and then when I disconnected the connector, it switched the computer audio, and we're good. I think it looks like we're minutes. Is that right?
I think that's right. Is that right for you, Gav?
Is juddering a bit.
Right.
No, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna just.
Oh, there's a bunch of people here.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to the comments in a minute and say hello to them.
Are you messing with me?
Am I messing with you? Why would I be messing with you? Yeah, I'm gonna turn up at Gav's house now. That's you're down like hold on, you're down by not down by Margate. You're down by. Are you down by Kent? You're in Kent, aren't you?
I'm in Kent. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
a long
halfway
walk
between Maidstone and Dover.
Yeah, that's right. So not actually, it's still down south, isn't it?
Pretty much.
I wonder if Americans think we sound exactly the same, like we're from the same town.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I mean, you guys. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go on.
No, I was just gonna say you guys sound to me like you have slightly different accents, but that just might be because you're different people.
Oh, okay. That's interesting to know.
In most places in the UK, if you move 10 miles, the accent's changed, and you call bread rolls something completely different.
Yeah.
Or the shoes you wore for gym at school, they'd be different as well. But you're a Plimsolls or a Daps man?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do this.
What did you just say?
Plimsolls, Daps, pumps.
Plimsolls. Yeah.
I was Daps.
They're definitely English words. There's no way that I don't think that's American English. Plimsolls. Do they even have Plimsolls?
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're like these
Sneakers.
like slip-on kind of slippers that they use in gym in school, and they're not particularly comfortable. So I don't know. They wouldn't have that. They have to buy their own shoes. Anyway, let's talk. Well, no, hold on. Before we look at the comments, we need to introduce our guest. And also, everyone has to have sympathy for Dave because he's got a smashed rib, haven't you? So he's going to be grimacing for the whole thing.
Actually, it hurts when I laugh, so this is not going to go well, I don't think. But,
Paracetamol.
yeah, take some paracetamol.
Also, I might have to take some breaks tonight because I have to drink a lot because the meds dry my mouth out. Yeah, we have that.
Wait, what do you want? Paracetamol from Gavin or ibuprofen from me?
I think you can take them both. Can't you? Well,
you can't say you're taking both. Yeah, you can take them both. I mean, it'll take you a few days to get to you, but
they gave me some stuff.
Yeah, so we have Gav from Genre Books as our guest today. So please welcome him with open arms. And he'll be telling us how his week has been getting on in a minute. But in the meantime, let's talk to some people. So Heidi was on early on when we were trying to sort ourselves out. And she said, is this thing on? And then I was there. I saw it and I said, almost. And then MJ's here.
Hi, MJ.
So we've forgotten the semaphore flags. But she said, I'm early. Yeah. One of the short stories I recommend is about killer bubblegum. Awesome. For horror mayhem, we should talk about horror mayhem, shouldn't we, in a minute? I've picked out some books that I'm reading. I wanted to talk about an amazing find I found in a charity shop, which blew my tiny brain. And the book I've just finished, and the first things I'm going to read for horror mayhem. So I've got those lined up. So I want you guys to do exactly the same thing. Set all that up.
Got it.
Diane
including the wonderful find that we had in a charity shop.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do that part too.
Yeah.
Hi, Diane.
The thrift shop.
Hi, Diane.
Let's go. Cheers.
Hey, Constance.
Pat's here. Hi, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Hi, Pat. Ready to queue up the stats.
We'll have a think about what that could be today. Yeah, you've got to get you working, otherwise you get bored, wouldn't you?
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Hello, folks. A great big Western howdy. Howdy. I tried to do a howdy or something when I did a June on the Range video, and I had a Stetson, and it was just terrible. But I gave it a good go.
Is that an R2D2 mug?
It is an R2D2 mug. I love this mug. It's just the right size. It's slightly bigger than your average mug, but it's not so big that you're like, I can't drink that. So it's very cool. I love it. I really love this mug. So they got so it's from the film Star Wars, and there's R2D2, who is my second favorite Star Wars character.
Classic British film.
Who's your first?
Yoda.
Oh, of course.
I love Yoda very much.
How did you feel about I was going to say Baby Yoda, but now we actually know the name. So how do you feel about Grogu?
Grogu. I absolutely love The Mandalorian, and I'm very excited they're making a film. Grogu was cute as anything, and it's awesome. I love it when, because obviously Grogu's just great when he's just being carried around and all that, and like sometimes he was just like a prop for the plot. But there were some awesome times when he'd just go and he'd save the Mandalorian or something. It was so cool. And then, brilliant. Did you watch that, Gav?
First couple of series I watched, yeah. Yeah,
no, I'm a big fan. We were watching Andor earlier. Andor's phenomenal.
That was been one of my favourites. I watched the first of those. I haven't seen. There's a new one just out, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, you mean a new season?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 6 episodes now. We've watched 3. Yeah.
Okay.
3.
Are they all come out at the same time?
They did it in clumps of 3. They did 3 when it first came out, and then they've done another 3 recently. But it took me a while to catch up, and we watched Last of Us earlier as well, and that's awesome. And obviously, I mentioned Last of Us in my latest video, didn't I? Did anyone watch? Have you watched that?
Andor?
My body horror video. Did you watch that? It talks about Last of Us.
No, not yet.
Spoilers. So MJ says we need a stage manager. To be fair,
we need a Sparky, certainly.
Yeah, when we do a chat with MJ, we're normally on time. So yeah, it's true. We are. We are a bit naughty. Time of the show's perfect. It's Fred. Hi,
hey, Fred.
Everyone's doing well.
Hi, Fred.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if I need to tweak this a bit, but I can see the comments really well, and I can see everything. There's lots of pluses for me using my iPad, which is quite cool. And I've got it on permanent charge. Good. So
because you usually use just your phone, right?
Yeah, and do you remember we were chatting about this? That the sound wasn't working at all last time, and then you said you think that just needs, where is it? That the hole just needs cleaning out. That hole needs cleaning out. So I've tried my best, but maybe I need, I don't know, somebody under 20 to do it or something. I don't know. But yeah, while we're waiting, I can use this, which is cool. So William's here. Hi, William.
Hey, William.
Constance, have we said hello to Constance yet?
Yeah.
Where's she gone? Looks like he's buffering. Yeah. But he's back though. Poor Dave. I'm tired looking at.
Yeah.
How's the rib? Yeah, Dave, how's the rib? Tell us about your ribs.
It hurts. It hurts when I laugh. So
basically, so Riley and Olive just like ran around your legs so badly that you fell, and then they basically tricked you.
Yeah, we have this leash. It actually is a great leash that we've got. It's like it's one leash, but then it splits into 2, and those pieces, they're like elastic, and so it works great when you're taking 2 of them because they don't actually get tangled up. Like with 2 separate leashes, they get tangled. They don't with this thing, but it's connected. You know, it's like a Y. And there was too many of us on the stoop, on the front stoop. That in the US, that means like the top of your steps. So there's too many of us on the front stoop. Well, do you use the word stoop?
Stoop. Sounds a bit stupid.
Yeah, there was too many of us there, and they started going different ways, and the thing was coming at my ankles. So I had to like jump and twist off the stoop. And when I landed on the ground, it's like a little incline. So I kind of just kept going, kept stumbling, and then just
oh my god,
actually slammed into the ground. And when you're 51, like, you know, the bones
speeders going around the AT-AT.
Yeah,
what?
It's like Luke Skywalker on the AT-AT. You know, in the Empire Strikes Back. That's that's a great reference. I love it. And when you're 50, what did you say you were 51?
No, I guess when you're 51, your bones don't stand up as well. You know, I've never. This is the first time that I've ever broken or fractured whatever a bone, like accidentally. When I had my foot surgery, like what was that, a year or 2 ago, they broke my heel on purpose because they had to reset it at the right angle. But other than that,
bastards. Dogs are vicious, aren't they?
Too much, right?
When you're 53, it gets even worse, mate. So you got
Have you broken bones?
No, I've never broken a bone actually. You've
never broken one either?
No.
Huh?
I've been really lucky. I've been lucky.
Have you broken bones, Gavin?
Yeah. Just small ones, but they did hurt. The 3 smallest toes on my right foot.
How does that happen?
So this was years ago. So my son was upstairs, middle of the night, crying. Go up, see him. calm him down, put him back to sleep. Obviously, I'm half asleep because this is the middle of the night. Walked down the stairs, slipped, and foot smacked into the balustrade at the foot of the stairs.
Oh, what? So you're saying if your child's crying, leave them alone? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's the
moral.
lesson. Yeah.
The
So I
moral
thought,
story.
I thought I'd sprained them. I thought I've done something. Went to bed, woke up. Nah, it's really hurting. I must have dislocated one. So I went, got myself to the hospital. They X-rayed it and say, yeah, it's not dislocated. You broke 3 of them, and they can't do anything because when you break one, they can all they can do is sort of attach, strap it to the ones next to it. With 3 in a row, I said, yeah, well done. You're on your own.
There's nothing.
But they healed. But they healed like normal.
I'm assuming so. I mean, yeah. I'm now in the sort of the old man position whenever the weather starts to get cold, and I can feel it in my toe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It put an end to my middle distance running career, but other than that,
Yeah. And your football career.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm blaming.
Yeah.
You never rule yourself out of your football career. You still could get the call up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, I when I went into hospital for COVID, that was the first time I'd been in hospital really, like since I was 18, which was a different thing. Yeah, I've honestly been really lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I have got permanent pain from my feet, but that's not something that a hospital could deal with. So that is a thing. So I'm not like the luckiest man in the world, but I am lucky in the sense that I haven't had occasional things happen like that. So, but yeah,
Your wife would probably disagree. Your wife would probably disagree with you and say that you are the luckiest man in the world.
Well, she's not. She's upstairs, so we'll never know. Maybe she'll appear and make a comment. I think she did once. I was quite shocked. Did you? Maybe. So anyway, get well soon, Dave. We're all very worried about your ribs. And it's not nice, is it? AOL, dang, he went back in time. That's on the Valley Girl soundtrack. Plimsoll.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's Valley Girl? I thought that was a song itself. That's the only thing I know of Valley Girl.
Valley Girl soundtrack. Well, Valley Girl's California, isn't it? So yeah. So yeah, but they're called the Plimsolls.
Oh.
Interesting. New wave classic. Diane says hi. Hi, Diane. Hi, Kelly.
Kelly's here.
Hi, Brandy.
Brandy's here. Hey, Brandy.
Awesome. We haven't spoken for a while, so I'll send you a message later. Elaine. Hello,
Elaine.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret.
Oh, here we go. The fact that Grogu is over 50 and yet requires parenting from a species with a shorter life suggests the species is slow to learn. Oh, he's slagging off the Yoda species. I think they need to tell us what that species is called. It's really weird. They've never said, have they? Have they ever said?
I don't think so.
I don't think they have. The other Yoda character that was in Phantom Menace has got a name, but I don't think they've named the species. I don't know. If there's any Star Wars experts that can correct me, please do.
I feel like I saw them in a book once before Grogu, because there was Yoda and there was another one. There was a female one, and I think they did identify the species.
Okay.
But
the one that's in the council in Phantom Menace is female, I think. The one that's not Yoda. Are you going to look up? It's a bit early for a toilet break, isn't it?
That's the thing about Star Wars fans is that, no, I will find this out. I'm sure there is a name. Don't worry, I won't correct you. No, I shall consult my encyclopedia.
Yeah, we better be careful with the Star Wars questions.
I was checking to see it. It might have been in this book that I saw it. Let me see. Hold on.
Is it canon? I'm not suggesting the name of the species is canon, by the way.
Let's see.
This is riveting.
Doesn't say.
There we go. Yeah, I've got a feeling they haven't done that yet. Because I think when they were doing when Grogu was first introduced, they kept saying Baby Yoda because it's the only way to say it because they hadn't said what the species was. I think that's why they kept saying Baby Yoda.
It does
As
say
in,
that
yeah,
his
the audience.
species does say his species is rarely seen anywhere in the galaxy. It doesn't say
Yeah.
what it is.
But not an actual name.
No.
But he's my favourite character though. But I do wish, and I know it's hard to do it because of what they did with it, but I do wish that he wasn't CGI in the prequels. Nice.
Not all the prequels. He's still in Phantom Menace. He's still a puppet.
Yes, he is. Yeah, but he's only in the council in that one, isn't he? It's once they got him to fight that they.
Yeah, that would be a
CGI'd
bit
him.
difficult for Jim Henson's workshop, surely.
I don't know. They're clever buggers, aren't they? They might be able to do something. I think they threw Rigel around a lot in Farscape. But anyway, Constance says, and a heartfelt "How you all from Tennessee." Shall I give you a bit of Reiki? Yeah. So Constance is going to come around and make you better. Elaine doesn't even care about how you are. She's
yeah, right. Everybody just cares about the dogs. Dogs are fine. Trust me.
I was going to make a joke and say, "Oh, so presumably you got rid of the dogs," but I reckon some of these people in the chat would just start crying. So I thought I better not make that joke. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Constance. Everyone say hello. So I broke a toe, just smashing it into a chair leg with normal force. Yeah, they are quite fragile things, aren't they? Well, I hope your toe's better, unless that happened today.
Just last fall, she said.
Oh, last fall.
Still,
or the last time she
still
fell.
twingy.
Yeah, that's Gav. That means autumn. Right,
oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You know, you guys don't use that word.
No, you like the word because it's like,
It's
oh,
not
because
for
the
that.
leaves fall, so we'll call it fall. And then we've actually got a word for it. So yeah, autumn. It's nice, isn't it?
We try not to unnecessarily complicate things here in the U.S.
Yeah, I get that. Bless you.
Yeah, can you explain to me why you can only wear certain colour shoes after something called Labor Day then?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
I
you make
I don't know what the shoe thing is.
Day?
I never heard the shoe thing.
Yeah, I don't know what the reference is, mate. What are you talking about?
Okay, I thought you might.
Yeah.
I'm searching for wisdom here.
Okay, Dan says, last
Wow.
February I tripped and fell in my kitchen, broke my humerus, which probably wasn't very funny, in 3 different places. Needless to say, it wasn't very funny. So I can relate. Oh no, 3. That's horrible.
That
so
is
that was
horrible.
last February. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it still hurts now. Something like that. Ouch.
Yeah.
I had a hairline fracture in my pinky toe and couldn't walk for weeks. Yeah. This everyone's giving. They're going to send us photos of their scars in a minute.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll have to start a Voxa group for that. Broken bones.
It's funny you say that. Obviously, we've got our sexy socks Voxa chat that comes from this show. But there was also one that says the Gareth's death, and because I don't have the professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the pro Voxer. It's just a blank chat that just says Gareth's death.
I just saw that myself. Yeah, I just saw that myself because I was scrolling back and I saw that one. But again, same thing. I don't have pro either, so I can't see any messages. So I don't remember what that was about.
It's because I think it happened because my phone ran out. But
oh, is that what it was? Phone death?
Now it looks like I died. I don't want to die.
I didn't remember it at all when I saw it. When I was scrolling through and I saw that, I'm like, what the hell is that from? Gareth's dead.
Gareth's dead? Yeah, and that's why you sometimes send me a message. Go, you all right, mate? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm happy. Quote from the Private Holy Grail. It was it 50 years of the Holy Grail this week?
Life
Oh,
of
yeah.
Brian.
It was some anniversary of Holy Grail.
Well, yeah, I thought it was Life of Brian. I might be wrong.
Yeah, it was, I don't know what. I think it's 50 years. Hold on, with 70. Yeah, it would be 50 years.
Holy
Yeah,
Grail
so
would
Holy
be
Grail.
right, wouldn't it? Yeah, Holy Grail's right.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah.
You know what?
So,
I just rewatched, Gavin. I just rewatched Life of Brian like a month ago. It had been many years because, I think because you were talking about it, Gareth, but I don't know, maybe you were talking about Gavin. I don't know. Somebody's talking about it. So I watched it again.
yeah, we were talking about.
Not as good as I remembered, to be honest.
I've
know.
never liked it as much as Holy Grail. I love Holy Grail so much.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that one.
It's sillier, and the scenes aren't as long, and it's just got a different feel to it. And I think it's closer to their sketch humor, and it's just completely mad. Whereas Life of Brian, I think, was more of a serious satire comedy rather than just madness, which is what Holy Grail is. You know,
the story was there was like an idea behind it, and it all came from someone asking Eric Idle after one of the premieres of Holy Grail. It's like, well, what's next for you? What's next? Sort of button holding him as he's walking out of the cinema, and he just turns around and says, "Jesus Christ, lust for power."
Yeah, yes, it.
And it's like, okay, they took a throwaway line and made a film out of it.
Yeah, yeah, awesome stuff. So Brandy's reminding us that we have got a bit racy on this show on occasion, but nothing's happening now. So unless somebody else comes in, you know, I'm available.
Somebody walks in off the street.
I've kept the door open just in case. It's a super fun movie. Nicolas Cage. I think Nicolas Cage is great. I'm going to say it out loud. I think Nicolas Cage is awesome. Valley Girl Sound is from the movie Where's Rage Biscuit? He knows. Oh. Well, Gavin knows his movies. I think
I have never seen Valley Girl.
I don't know that I've ever seen it either.
I think if Gavin hasn't seen it, it probably doesn't exist. Medium John Silver's here. Hello from sunny Florida.
Hey.
Today was the warmest 1st of May on record in Britain.
Really?
In Britain, yeah. So it was 29 degrees, I think it was, centigrade. So do your maths.
150 in American temperature. Like
4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Apparently it broke the record. It was very. Now, obviously, now it gets warm. My students going, "Oh, it's too hot to do anything. I can't do anything, Gav. It's too hot."
And
or I go, "Oh, the room is really stuffy. I'm going to open the doors." And I'll open the door, and then they start making a racket. I'm going to close the doors again.
I think the Daily Mail chose today to have their big story about how all the sort of the green legislation is just a whole lot of nonsense. We don't have to worry about this environment stuff. It's just like it's never been this hot in May before.
Yeah,
great timing, guys.
Yeah. Aaron Hooks here. Hi, Aaron. Yoda species have never been named. There we are. So Aaron, he works for Lucasfilm, so that's a fact. Hi, said to Elaine, and he said hi back to Elaine. My favourite scene in Return of the Jedi. Here we go. It's when Yoda's fighting Darth Vader, and Yoda says, "He's fighting." Something you do not know. I know. Left-handed, I am not. I love Return of the Jedi. Gareth, you already said I'm a psychopath.
But in
this case, yes, I'm concerned about Dave as well. Sociopath, that would be what I was trying to say about not caring about it. It's not a psychopath. No white after Labor Day, I think. Oh, here we go. Brandy's giving us the info.
So it is a thing. Good.
Yeah. You've been exonerated.
I didn't know this.
That's class gatekeeping, Gavin. You can forget that bit of info.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, Dave was obviously so elitist because it's all beneath him.
It's below me. Yes. Broke chat with Pat says, right, no white after Labour. Yeah. So Pat's just agreeing. And then Brandy says no one cares about that.
Yeah, evidently, because I never heard of it.
Brandy, as you're there, I had you in my head earlier when I was doing my video on British history and the development of democracy and the role of Parliament and the role of the monarchy in my head when I did my video today. It's going to come out in a few days, and it reminded me of a conversation we had on Voxer about democracy and our special little island, Britain. Margaret said, hey, friend, but you already said Dave was healing, so I had to know about the dogs. We'll worry about the dogs.
My wife said, of course, it was a good thing I didn't land on that. She's like the rest of you, just cares about the dogs.
Not wearing white after Labor Day is an old rule of thumb in the USA. So it's an old tradition. When I didn't realize, but when we went to Thailand, I had no idea, but I just happened to wear a yellow top on the first Monday that we were there. And everyone was, and the people that were talking to me and our kind of contact there was saying, "Oh, that's so cool that you must have done lots of research and you've really respected what it's like here." And it was so, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And because the king loved yellow, every Monday they wore yellow. I didn't realize I was just being accidentally patriotic or something. MJ said the people that cared are dying off.
Yeah.
Is that a general statement, or are we still going on about wearing white after Labor Day?
Wearing white, I think.
Yeah, the people that care about anything. Constance says, Gavin, no white shoes after Labor Day is a serious thing in the South.
Really?
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Well, now I want to know why Labor Day is the 1st of September. Because surely it's today.
Why would it be today?
Well, today is May the 1st. It's International Workers' Day.
Oh, I didn't know that. I should have known that. Call myself a socialist. It's the end of the financial year, isn't it? The end of April. Is that right?
No, beginning of April. April 5th.
April.
April the 6th, I think, is the beginning of the tax year.
But that's not international anyway. That's just in Britain, isn't it? It's not an international thing.
Maybe because it would just be too close to our Memorial Day. I don't know.
Can you believe that we're going over to America on Memorial Day? Well, stupid timing. For a start, we're going at a time when nobody wants to go and it's a bit crazy. But also, we're going on Memorial Day. So stupid. So we're going to have to wear one of those hats and go on about making America great again.
I'm sure we'll have some
American
good
flags.
I'm sure we'll have some good national celebration that day for you.
Yeah, we can't wait.
I mean, some good new national news will come out on Memorial Day, I'm sure.
Kelly says that's a Canadian thing. Labor Day, fashion dictates the white pants after Labor Day. I'm wearing black pants at the moment. What about you, Gav? What colour are your pants?
I think I'm wearing some.
Really you're being very presumptuous there.
You go commando.
No, I am wearing black shorts.
Black shorts. I don't want to know what your shorts. I want to know what colour your pants are. I'm
getting really confused between this. Are we talking American or English here?
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the fact that we call underwear pants. They don't have the word trousers in their dictionary. They don't know what it is.
We have the word trousers. It's just not as.
They'd have to call them trousers.
William says, I read somewhere that the Trade Federation alien species start life as maggots and are encouraged to be greedy in order to develop. That's a comment on Labor Day.
That's the same for all of us, isn't it?
Be a rebel. MJ's instructed Kelly to be a rebel. Holy Grail is hilarious. It absolutely is, Elaine, and I love you for saying that. Medium John Silver, when Brian falls into the passing spaceship, it was the loudest I ever laughed in the movie theater. That's a great Terry Gilliam moment. That's probably a bit where they gave him a lot of freedom to make the aliens and all that sort of stuff, isn't it? So yeah, definitely. I'm because it's like that bit is just like Gilliam's animation bits in the series, isn't it? The timing of it and all that. So I'm absolutely sure that was Gilliam.
That was him, yeah.
Turn in your Generation X cards. Well, what have we not realised? Is that the Plimsolls band?
Oh, this would be the Valley King.
Valley
Girl. Okay. I watched a few days ago. I'm trying to watch a couple of films a week, and I'm going to watch horror films this month. But I watched the Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai in the 10th Dimension, or whatever it's called.
I nearly watched that last week.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's got some weird dialogue. I mean, that scene where he first meets Ellen Barkin, it's really weird. They're like playing in a band, and then she starts, and then he focuses on her in the audience, and he has this really weird conversation with her. And the rest of the band, they look confused, but they're probably thinking, who's written this dialogue? But yeah, Jeff Goldblum is a cowboy in it. It's awesome. And the aliens are really weird. Don't get confused and watch the Valley Girl remake. Okay, write that down. Sacrilege. Okay. So Eerie says don't watch the remake, and MJ says watch the remake.
Hi, Eerie.
Diane says hi to Margaret. I can't see Pat. You can't see me? Hi, Pat. Hi, Elaine. How come Brandon can't see me?
Top chat to live chat?
Yeah. So this is a bit of advice for the chat. Margaret says change the top chat to live chat above. That might help. Labor Day here is September something.
I never knew that.
Top
chat to live chat.
Did
you know about this?
Yeah, I was told that at a moment when I was doing the live chat anyway, so it's fine. But I did have to double check because it's a very cool bit of information, isn't it? Memorial Day is the 26th of May. That's when we're leaving Britain to risk our safety by going through customs in an American airport. 26th of May. What are we doing going to America? I'll tell you what, Dave.
When you go,
I really hope that we get on well because I'm only going to meet you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't let me down, mate. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, though. I'm telling you right now, when we're walking down the street in New York, if I see an officer with a flak jacket that says ICE on it, I don't know you.
All right, I'll go. All right, mate. How you doing? And then I'll be put in prison or something because I'll be seen as foreign. Yeah, don't let me down, all right?
I'd hide you in my basement if I had to, buddy.
We're making a lot of effort seeing you, so you've got to don't be a dick, all right? When I see you, yeah, just do your best, all right? Yeah.
I'll try. I'll try.
They bookend the summer. What does Memorial Day and Labor Day? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. We've got 2 weeks ago we had a bank holiday, right? So that was Easter Monday, and we've got a bank holiday next Monday. Love it. So we got May Day coming up. So I've got a Monday off again next week.
Wow. So you guys call every nationwide holiday, you call them bank holidays, right?
Yeah. Because in the old days, the banks shut and the shops shut. Yeah. Nowadays, I think the bank's the only things that shut. I think the shops all stay open pretty much. Maybe charity shops close, and libraries close. But most of the shops stay open on bank holidays now.
We call them federal holidays.
Oh, okay. Yeah, same kind of thing, I guess. How many of those do you get a year?
I don't know actually. Pat, where's Pat?
Yeah, Pat's you're on.
How many federal holidays we have, Pat?
You're on, Pat. do your work. Gav, how many do we get?
Come on, Pat. We don't pay the big $20 for nothing, Pat. Let's go.
Because New Year's Day is a bank holiday.
New Year's Day, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, Good Friday, Easter Monday, May Day, late bank holiday, September bank holidays. 8.
And August bank holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 8.
That's
Got
8.
8 bank
I think it's
holidays.
8.
And it's
Unless
cool.
we're really lucky and someone in the royal family gets married or dies, then we might get another one. I will never forgive the Queen Mother. She died at Easter, so the official day of mourning was Easter Monday.
Typical selfishness of the upper class. There were years back, I haven't had this for many decades, but it used to be Empire Day, didn't it? Was that a bank holiday as well, Empire Day? Or was it just something else?
How old do you think I am?
Yeah, but you're a font of knowledge. You might know anyway. I don't know. We're both too young for Empire Day.
It's VE Day
That's
today.
a great.
80 years.
Wow.
Happy Hitler burning in a ditch day.
Yeah, trouble is, there's lots of Hitlers around now, so it's all very scary.
Well, can always dig more ditches.
That's right.
Yeah, dig the ditches.
Always dig more ditches.
Where are we?
You have to write that one down. That's a quote for the ages. You can always dig more ditches.
What is? Yeah. US. Oops, hold on. US doesn't celebrate May the 1st, really. Yeah. Well, there's a specific reason, because it goes back to an old tradition of dancing around the maypole, and like it was like the start of summer, I suppose. But I don't think it is the start of summer. But I think that was the idea in the old calendar. I think, I don't know, but yeah, it was a definite an old tradition. It goes back, and in like. There's a church down our road that will have a maypole kind of big event thing, and they'll still dance around it and have Morris dancers and all that sort of stuff going on.
Like Beltane or something? Is that
Beltane? Right? Yes, yeah, I think it's Beltane. Yeah. I did a gig once that was in this old hut that was this hut was. We were really excited about it because it was a hut that was dated back to the 15th century, so it was 1400 and something. This sort of huge kind of hut was built, and it was held in there in this ancient farm. You call it an ancient farm, like local to us, and oh my god, it was ridiculous. Like they had this, the only heat and the only light was this fire they had in the middle, and there was smoke everywhere, and it was really doing our eyes in. We were like about half an hour into this event, we were like, can you see? No, I can't see. Oh, my eyes are stinging. I know. And we got to play in a minute. And we're like, all the people that went with us, they're like, this is horrible. And then we were playing and we couldn't see any. And I had, because it was like, we were doing it for Beltane. We did some folky stuff. And I printed some lyrics because it was songs I don't normally play. So I hadn't learned the lyrics. I couldn't see the lyrics at all because my eyes were stinging so much from the smoke. And it was just the most weirdest gig we've done. It was hilarious. But there was a storyteller, and he did a really cool thing. He did a nice little thing, and he didn't have to see. But
and at the end, there was a wicker man.
yeah, we burnt the person that organised it. Great, good thing. Kat and Jenny are elsewhere. Are they? They're not here yet. They'll turn up. They'll turn up. We celebrated May Day in my town. Oh, there we go. So Brandy celebrates May Day.
Okay.
That's cool. I love that. I actually really like it. That church that does that maypole stuff, it's like they have like we used to take our kids down there, and they have like a horse ride thing, so you can put your kids on a horse to ride for a bit, and they have like little a bit of the church grounds where there's rabbits and guinea pigs and stuff like that, and the kids can stroke and that, as well as loads of like car boot type stalls everywhere, as well as this sort of bit in the middle of the grounds where you have like, I don't know, community dances and stuff like that, and like these like shows that they put on in as well. It's quite a cool little event, but very traditional. It was very nice. That's it's about half an hour walk. A reference to Gavin, no pants. Kat and Jenny would have had comments. Yes.
Well, look at that. So Elaine knew to flag for us what she was referencing.
Yeah.
They're learning. They know we won't know
Gavin-
what they're talking about by the time we get to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone timestamp their comments, please.
Gavin, you gonna do the? Are you gonna do the belly dance tag, Gavin?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Where's yours, Gareth?
Yeah, I did it. Have you not seen it? I did it. I put it up earlier.
Come on now. I thought some more people would have some guts for this thing.
Yeah, and I haven't deliberately not done it. I've just had this stack of stuff I wanted to do. So genuinely, I don't know. I might do it. I don't know. I mean, I'm a teacher, so I don't know if I'm allowed to do it. So
Oh.
I'll use that. All right. Aaron says Labor Day is older than International Workers' Day. Yeah.
Oh.
Nice. That's interesting. I was thinking about
There you go.
Joe Hill earlier because I was thinking about I can't remember the context, but anyway, I thought about Joe Hill earlier. Thinking about those things. Bradley says I missed the Valley Girl remake comments. Totally agree.
Wait, so
also
what's the Joe Hill thing?
The Joe Hill thing. So I was thinking about the video I've just done, which you won't be able to see for a couple of days, and thinking about these historical figures in British history or English history that I would be impressed by. But my argument, because it was all about patriotism and nationalism and how that sits with my brain. And I was saying, I am pleased to be English, but I'm not proud to be English, because in my book, I can't claim responsibility for anything that anyone did 400 years ago. But I think it's an interesting history, and all these different people because this is bouncing off this book, and this book, Billy Bragg links his sense of patriotism to the history of struggle, if you like, and the development of democracy and all that sort of stuff in Britain. And I love that. I think it's interesting, but I don't attach it to pride because I didn't do it. Do you know what I mean? And no one I know did it. You know, I was genuinely, right, Dave, I know this is a bit of a leap. I'm talking about three different things at the same time, but I was really proud of your video today because I thought it was amazing, and you're a close friend. So I had no part to play in that video, but in the same way you can be ashamed of a friend, I was really proud of what you did because it's just incredible. Have you seen this new video, Gav?
Yes, I did. I watched it earlier tonight, and yes, very good.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I was crying at the end because your last bit was so powerful when you were saying you need to fight, don't stop. You know, I thought, Christ, Dave sounded like a lefty. It's amazing.
I wasn't crying because I'm dead inside.
But it was such a beautiful video and a really important video, and you're so articulate. But it's that thing that, you know, I was proud of that because you're a close friend, but I couldn't be proud of the people, the diggers or the levelers that fought against the monarchists in the Civil War, because that was 600 years ago. No, it wasn't. It was 400 years ago. 400 years ago, and I had nothing to do with it. Do you know what I mean? So I can be impressed and inspired and pleased and interested, but the people that are patriotic would say, "No, that's England. That's my England," and all that. But I can't do that. So that was what I was talking about in the video, and I was also thinking earlier today, well, what are the American heroes that I would kind of think about like that? And I was thinking, well, Joe Hill came to mind as someone I think is a really inspiring and impressive historical figure in American history, you know. And I don't know that much about American history, but I know a bit about sort of, you know, workers' rights and you know, workers' agitation and stuff, and Joe Hill, and I know that from some of the songs as well, to be fair. Because Phil Oakes wrote a song about Joe Hill, and Billy Bragg has recorded and performed songs about Joe Hill. So I knew it because of the songs. But do you know what I mean? That's kind of where I was coming from. So yeah, I've completely spoiled the video that's going up in a few days. But anyway, that's what I think about patriotism. How do you? I mean, Gavin, never asked you about this, but how do you feel about whether you're patriotic or not? Or
it stretches as far as the England cricket team.
So if England cricket team do well, you're like, yes, I'm proud to be English.
No, I just like the team. that's the only time. I suppose first test of the summer or the first test of an Ashes series, the team go out, the crowd sing Jerusalem. So you've got William Blake.
Jerusalem.
Yeah, they don't do they do the national anthem when they're playing tests, but they sing Jerusalem when they go out. And to my mind, that would be a much better national anthem than the one we've got.
Some people call it our unofficial anthem, don't they?
Even better would be Common People by Pulp.
Well, I think the Workers' Song by Dick Gaughan would be a good one. But we're going deep into random songs that no one has ever heard of. So, but that's interesting. But I'll tell you what, though, that is true that a lot of patriotism and nationalism gets associated with sport, doesn't it?
I like that. That's fair enough. It keeps it contained to an extent.
Yeah, that's true. Less violent. Yeah, because I'm not really into sport, so
Except for football.
I'm very casual with sport.
Football just goes. They can go completely crazy.
Yeah, it can be a bit much.
Everything else, everyone pretty much stays tolerant of each other.
Yeah.
I lived in Cardiff for a year, and I think the Millennium Stadium had just opened, and the Six Nations was on, and it's just like, obviously rugby is huge. And I made the mistake of trying to take a train at the same time that a match had ended. And the place is just swamped with rugby fans. And I'm thinking, okay, God, there's lots of very birdy, drunk men here. And it's just like, this could all kick off. No, they all burst into Delilah.
So the Welsh just started singing at you.
Yeah.
And they all had incredible voices.
Because they're Welsh.
Well, I mean, my Portsmouth gets immensely crowded every week, every Saturday, and sometimes Wednesdays. Usually Wednesdays and Saturdays. The place you can't go anywhere on a bus because the roads are chock-a-block, and there's like people walking through the roads anyway because there's so many of them. Because we have our matches here, our football matches in Fratton Park, and it's a very busy, it's a very well-known football team. We were in Croatia. I might have said this in the last live stream, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself. But we were in Croatia, and they said, "Oh, where are you from?" And we said Portsmouth. And they went, "Oh yeah, I know the football team, Portsmouth Football Club." So that was in Croatia, and they knew our football team. But I'm not into football much. I was when I was a kid, but I'm not into it anymore. Yeah. But did you know my name? I'm named after a rugby player.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I was named after a Welsh rugby player. Do you know who that was, Gavin?
Well, I'm guessing it's a Welsh rugby player.
It's a Welsh rugby player. And there's a statue of him in Cardiff. In Cardiff Centre. And when I go with my family, I go, we need to go find the statue. And then I go, and then I'll stand next to it and go.
The only statue I can remember was Anara Bevan.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Inara Bevan created the National Health Service, Dave. He was a politician. Yeah. No, it wasn't him. No, a Welsh rugby player.
Gareth.
Cool. Gareth. I wonder if
someone
said something in the comments. Let's throw out some Welsh surnames. No, Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Davis?
Gareth Edwards.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He was a captain on one of the sport quiz shows for a while, wasn't he? Anyway, this is getting very British. Let's move on to the comments. Labor Day was created by trade unionists in the early 1870s, unlike International Workers' Day, which was created in the mid 1880s by Marxist intellectuals play acting as revolutionaries. Oh, that's some loaded language there. We'll have to have a chat about all that. Can middle class intellectuals be revolutionaries? Yes, they can. Because if you're going to try and argue that Marx wasn't a revolutionary, then that is weird, isn't it?
Would he have called himself a Marxist?
Depends. Maybe he was. When was it? No, it's too early for the Marx Brothers. I've just lost my place because I decided to start. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so I do think that those loaded words are interesting. Play acting is revolution. I love it. I love it. There you are. Thank you, whoever stupid that. Thank you, whoever
the top
stupid.
chat versus.
Oh yeah. Play. Oh yeah. There you go. Margaret's thinking, hold on a minute. I'm an intellectual, and I think she can be quite revolutionary. Whoever said that, not stupid. Oh, here we go. Practice your American accent, Gavin. It's terrible. My American accent is terrible. I go back when I was 18. I wanted to be an actor, and I would have been terrible at accents. My choices of roles would have been pretty limited because of my ability in accent. I think I would have been quite a good actor though. You're a white man. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
They might even offer. Oh, this is from me going to America.
Yeah.
They might even offer you a house. Do you reckon?
That's fair enough. Make sure you got your papers on you. That's all.
Okay, my passport. Make sure I got my passport. And I'm genuinely, I'm gonna I'm taking off Facebook off my phone in case they start looking and say, oh, he's a bit of a lefty. So if they find my YouTube channel, I'm screwed. But hey, never mind. They don't wear jackets saying ICE.
Yeah.
Plain clothes and plain vehicles creepy. Yeah.
I mean, that's fair enough. A lot of them do wear jackets that very clearly say, ICE on them. But that's because, part of the strategy is intimidation, right? Specifically trying to make people
like that girl gang in Greece.
The girl gang in Greece.
Yeah, what's he talking about? The pink leather jackets.
The pink ladies.
That's the one.
Yeah, the pink.
Oh, ladies. The pink. Oh, from the movie Grease. Yeah, the pink ladies.
See, I was going to make a stupid joke about ordering an ice cream for these guys that got ice written on their bags, but I don't think that's funny. Can I have 2 big feasts, please? Creepy. Yeah, absolutely. Sketch. So sketch. That's like street language. Margaret's like, down with the kids. 11 whopping holidays per year, my dudes. That's pretty cool.
11? How many we have?
That sounds like it. That's cool. You'll be fighting me and countless generations of British trade unionists who had died in the war with socialists to test his Marxists with passion. Wow.
Oh.
Hold on a minute. This is interesting. He's separating British trade unionists from Marxists. Okay. Wow. This is interesting.
Yeah, you could make an argument for that.
11.
What, the trade unionists? New trade unionists aren't Marxists.
You can be one without being the other. Well, you could be a trade unionist without being a Marxist. I don't think you could be a Marxist without supporting the trade union.
Yeah, there's definitely a Venn diagram going on here. they're clearly not they're not like opposed. They're not like the opposite side of the spectrum, are they?
My brain hurts now. Has anyone read any good books?
I've lost my place again, I think. Have I? Hold on. Let's find Aaron's. Yeah, here we go. 10 days. Oh no. Yeah, there it is.
You're
so 11, and then
coming.
That's Pat doing her job, and then 10 days of PTO is good FT job. Diane says the hamburger drop down. You get the option of top message or all messages. Oh yeah, this is the how to get all the messages on the chat. Awesome. Otherwise some of the comments might get hidden.
Wait.
10 federal holidays.
So whenever
Sorry, what's that?
Live,
Do you want that
always,
back?
I'm learning something here. So whenever you're on a live, always switch to all messages. Otherwise, I have a hamburger thing though. I have a pair of scissors. That's so I can clip.
Yeah, but have you seen Diane's
Do you have a hamburger? Yours?
They look like scissors. Her hamburgers.
Do you have a hamburger on yours, Gary?
With me,
I don't even have YouTube open.
Yeah, I haven't got a hamburger. I've got roast. I've got roast meal on mine, but it's English and it's an England thing. I've got like
kebab.
I've got peas, broccoli,
It's getting distracted.
cauliflower cheese, roast potatoes, and some beef. Some
All
pork.
right, forget I said hamburger. Forget anybody said hamburger.
When I worked, Juneteenth has been added since then.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they'll take it away again.
Hmm?
The Juneteenth. I expect them to take away Juneteenth within the next.
Yeah, that's
Happy Beltane.
Very soon. Huh? Happy
Beltane.
in the chat.
Yeah. That's
What's
the
that?
reference. That's the Beltane is the pagan celebration around now.
You're explaining to the man drinking out of a pewter goblet.
So there she goes.
Yeah, you're right, Gav. New Year's
Well,
Day, Martin Luther King Day,
Juneteenth.
Washington's birthday, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
Right,
Baby
now-
Jesus.
Thank you, Pat.
They're down
Thank you,
as
Pat.
holidays, but I don't think most of those are holidays. I think you've got to do stuff on those days.
Ah,
Yeah, I mean,
is that true?
well,
Well, I mean,
Independence Day, you've got to go to a parade and have barbecues. You've got to do stuff. Thanksgiving, you've got to have family around. It's not much of a holiday for people. Veterans Day, there's going to be memorials, parades, etc. Christmas, same as Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
A bank holiday means just sit yourself down, put a Bond film on.
Well, we do
He
things on Christmas Day.
he
and
feels very
Boxing Day,
strongly
don't we?
about this.
I know. I think you might be overstating the point because we get together on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, don't we?
Let
as
me
well?
ask you something. Let me ask you something because we have, it's a big celebration, Independence Day. We have fireworks and everything like that. Do you guys treat that as like a day of mourning or?
We don't give a shit.
A lucky
We
escape.
totally ignore it because it's not important. We have Guy Fawkes night, don't we, for fireworks? So that's when we celebrate the death of a guy that tried to blow up Parliament.
So Dave, how are you intending to celebrate this Independence Day, the rescuing of the country from the grips of a all-powerful dictator?
I don't know. We haven't been informed yet how we will be celebrating the holiday with greatness, but I'm sure we will be.
Just don't forget, every single one of the signatories in the Declaration of Independence was British.
And our monarchy,
I mean,
because this is something I talk about in the video. Our monarchy changed after our civil war. Our monarchy has not had any power since then, so it's just a figurehead.
Yeah.
So people who sort of rave about the dictatorship of the monarchy, it's nonsense. Before the civil war, that was different. But now we have a parliamentary democracy where all the decisions are made by Parliament, and the monarchy just goes around shaking hands with people.
I'll go 1688 rather than Civil War.
Yeah. After the Civil War, when Charles II came back, he came back on the condition that Parliament.
I'm going Glorious Revolution, William and Mary.
Well, yeah, but Charles II still had the same.
He lost. Charles II conceded a lot of power, but a lot more went 30 years later.
Yeah,
because we got beat by the Dutch in our own backyard, which no one ever talks about.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But that's before America was created, anyway. So yeah, I'll just. It's something that never gets talked about. People see that we got a monarchy and think we're ruled by a monarchy, but we're not ruled by the monarchy. They just sit there.
I think most people know that. I think most people know that. You think most people think that the monarchy's in charge?
I imagine people think that the monarchy make decisions and have some role to play in decision making in our country. But if they don't, think cool.
Technically, they offer official approval of certain things, right? But
no, they're pretty. They're like a silent partner.
They've got to sign or stamp whatever it is, but
again, it's not with any kind of agency, is it? It's not.
Yeah.
The day one of them refuses to do that is the end of the House of Windsor.
Yeah.
In pretty short order.
They'd never say no.
I mean, I think I knew I knew as a kid. I think I knew that the monarchy in England didn't have any real. I don't know. But I don't. At least in America, I don't think many Americans think that the.
Well, Americans don't even know that we had a civil war, so a lot of Americans don't know that, so they wouldn't know how that changed or when it changed. Because clearly, going back medieval times, our kings and queens did make decisions, and they did rule over us. But if they don't know how that changed or when that changed, I would understand if they didn't know it changed. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But don't know. I mean, it's reassuring that you say that people do know that. That's cool. I like that. So I'll put this video out in a few days, and everyone will go, he's stating the obvious. Why is he even doing this video?
I've seen this one.
Yeah, I've seen this one. Midsummer. Midsummer is such a good film. Have you guys seen Midsummer?
Nope.
Gavin hasn't seen it.
Oh, you should see it, Gavin. Yeah,
it's obviously one of these. It's obviously one of these 21st century films.
Yeah, A24.
Oh, I did
did
like.
A24 do it?
Yeah, they did it. Yes.
That makes sense.
I did like Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's them, wasn't it?
Was it? Didn't know that. Florence Pugh got famous from Midsummer. Really, she did another one about a true story thing about a wrestler, and then once that happened, she got loads of other things. But Midsummer really put Florence Pugh on the map.
So did you really like Summer? It sounds like.
I really like Midsummer. I think it's one of those kind of like slow burns. You can see it's really uncomfortable. Something horrible is going to happen, and then by the end of it, it's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was a bit different. You know, it's kind of like a bit of a return to kind of Wicker Man kind of horror. Yeah, folk horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good because you don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you weren't sure? You weren't?
Yeah, I mean, no, it was definitely different. It was pretty unique, but I mean, I wouldn't say loved it. You know, I thought it was decent, but.
Lane's thanking you for doing the dragon tag. I'm going to do the dragon tag. I got some notes. I'm going to do the clean slate tag soon.
I think I'm supposed to do that too. Tag. I've been tagged in like Gavin's tagging me too. I've been tagged in like 5 things in the last week. I'm not a big tag doer, but I think I got to sit down and do a few of these.
Yeah, you're more into it if you get some dancing, isn't it? I'll do a karate tag, and you can do some karate moves, Dave. I did the belly dance. Elaine did the belly dance tag. Has that been up? Has that been put up? I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Go Pat.
It's out.
Where's that come from? What did Pat do? Oh, that's probably the dates.
Listed the holidays.
Today's video was awesome. Yeah, it really was awesome. It was great, Dave. It was absolutely brilliant. High bar. Dave's video was brilliant. Yeah. I haven't seen this Dave video. It sounds like I should. So actually, that might be referring to the one you've just done. That might not be the belly dance one because we were talking about at some point in the conversation we were talking about how amazing your video was today. And Brandy, you need to watch it. Everyone needs to watch his new video. Yeah, it's amazing. Should I be welcoming Dave to the?
Maybe
we're going to start offending him in a minute.
No.
But
I mean, that's why I've been voting now, so it doesn't matter.
I was trying to explain because I think it was really cool. We had that conversation privately because I was explaining that to my wife because she was a little bit freaked out when she found out you voted Republican. I explained that you're a normal person, but you have sort of issues about certain economic stuff and that, and she was like, "Oh yeah, cool, yeah," and so this is fine.
And you told her I was joking about that comment, right?
Yeah.
Did you tell her?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah. She's looking forward to meeting you now.
Okay. Was there elections with you today?
Yes, there was.
Did you vote?
And can I tell you, I completely forgot. And so did my wife. I when I go up later, I'm going to say, "Do you know there's a local election?" And she'll probably go, "Oh my god!" And it's a little bit disturbing, but it's not a national election, so it's not quite the same. We would not forget a national election, but it's still. I don't want to vote, so it's a bit of a dodgy one. Did you vote today?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
It
Everyone
won't
should always
make
vote.
any difference where I live.
Yeah, it's a bit of a funny. Do you want to explain the local election thing?
Yes, in my area, we may end up with a reform council.
Really? Shit.
The thing about Kent is the people are horrible.
Can I pause? What does that mean?
Yeah.
There, reform council.
They're probably more Tea Party than MAGA. They would like to be MAGA,
Oh, okay.
but it's Nigel Farage's latest party.
Oh.
He does go through parties quite quickly. He was
So his previous one was UKIP, who were all about leaving Brexit.
No, his previous one was the Brexit Party. Before that, it was UKIP. Before that, it was the Referendum Party. Before that, he was.
So let me cause a mess and move on. Basically,
before that, he was probably Natural Law. Do you remember them?
Yeah,
the Yogic Flyers.
Yeah. So they're kind of like fringe parties, but the trouble is, because there's so much anti-immigration,
they can't call them a fringe
propaganda.
party when they're on 20% of the vote.
No, they're not anymore. But that kind of thing used to be a fringe party, like a bit of a joke. But now it's getting a bit worrying because there's so many people that are. Oh, there's too many people now. I don't disagree with immigration, but there's too many people now. It's just like, it's a bit of a problem. So they have to be taken seriously. And people talk about this power vacuum that the populist parties are getting popular because the big parties aren't addressing what ordinary people are worried about. But that's been fueled by all sorts of things that shouldn't be fueled as well. So it's a weird one. But Reform are the party that is the worry over here. So I think in Portsmouth it's probably going to be either a Liberal Party or Labour Party that get in for the council for this local election. We're not too bad here, but
you say that. What happens if they lose by 2 votes?
then I'll clearly be racked with guilt. Yeah, thanks, Gav. Although that would be quite bizarre. So Brad says sports, and then that's probably when we're talking about that. I first learned about Joe Hill through the songs he wrote: "Preacher and the Slave," "There's Power in the Union," and Casey Jones, Union Scots. Yeah. So I was deeply embedded in folk music when I first started performing. I used to play in folk clubs and stuff, so I did learn a lot about that kind of thing. Sports is more drama than any theatre play or show or book. Yeah. I read a book last year for Pride Month about a gay rugby player. I can't remember his name. Do you remember him, Gav?
Yep. I'm trying to remember his name as well.
Yeah. I don't know enough about rugby. All I know is I was named after one. But yeah, that was in the news a lot, wasn't it? When the guy came out. Because obviously rugby
and everyone was fine with it.
Yeah, everyone.
That's what I really liked about that. That it's just like, okay.
Yeah, nobody really cared, but he was worried because it's such a manly sport, isn't it? I mean, rugby is American football without any protection. You literally just it's like a fight, isn't it? With a ball somewhere on the pitch.
Gareth Thomas.
Is that who it was? Gareth Thomas.
Yeah.
Very Welsh name. Gareth Thomas. What was the name of Blake in Blake 7? That wasn't Gareth Thomas, was it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. Anyway, wash your filthy mouth out, Heidi. Wow. What did Heidi say? This is
that's sports anymore.
So Brady didn't like that. Susan says
hi. Susan.
Hi, Susan. Did you not go to any protests at Columbia University? Do not go to any protests at Columbia University or Trump Tower, and you should be fine. Okay. You must go to Cat's Deli on Houston if you want the best corned beef sandwich. We are going to have some street food because we figured that would be a very New Yorky thing to do. So
I've been to Katz's Deli.
Yeah,
it's
good?
Yeah, it's the restaurant from when Harry met Sally.
Oh, is it?
Hmm.
So all the tourists go there and say, "I'll have what she's
Yeah,
having."
I think there's a sign above the booth or the table. Yeah.
Love it. It's above the live chat window, not under the stream window, Dave. Oh, this is a correction from where we were about the getting all the messages. Gareth's got a bolty emoji. I'd like to have a bolty. That'd be nice. I nearly had an Indian today, and then I thought I'm not going to do that because it's been too soon since my last one. Can't have an Indian every week. Any day, here we go. There's a BookTube comment here. Any day I can sit at home and read a book is a holiday for me.
Hear, hear.
What a lovely comment. We'd have a sit on your butt category of holiday. Lots of people do that every week. Bank holiday sounds like my kind of holiday, Gavin.
Damn straight.
Yeah, next Monday. Come on, bring it on. Love it. I can't wait. Oops, hold on. Is that one? Yeah. Canada has Victoria Day, May 24th, but they switch it around for the weekend. Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Gareth and Gavin, do you think the monarchy should be dissolved? You all have to pay for their royal lifestyle.
That's a good question.
Yeah. I used to be really aggressively anti-monarchy, and I am still anti-monarchy, but I'm not as aggressive about it because I think there's a class problem, and there is a problem with inherited wealth and all sorts of things like that, and who owns the land and things like that. So I do have an issue with that. But what they actually do is the important thing. I'd have a bigger problem with them if they actually made a difference in our society. So they don't. So I don't agree with it, but I'm in my 50s. I'm less angry than I used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. What about you, Gavin?
I'm still in my 40s. I say dissolve them, but in sulfuric acid.
Because I used to be really angry about the House of Lords as well.
I'm not as exercised about it as I used to be until I start to think about it.
Yeah,
I think what you say is correct. It's not so much about them, the Windsors. It's about everything else that goes with it. I would forget about King Charles. Look at the Duke of Westminster.
Yeah,
he's the guy that owns half of London.
Yeah,
and never pays a fraction of the tax.
Yeah,
Proportionally that you or I pay.
Yeah.
Look at the 300 people that own half of Scotland.
Yeah.
And they keep it all for grouse hunting and tell me there's no room for anyone in this country.
Yeah.
That's what you should be focusing on.
Yeah. I mean, any kind of
Meghan Markle is just a distraction. You know.
Yeah. Because I don't believe that anyone should have the kind of money that money doesn't matter anymore. The
trouble is we've not been invaded. Not for 1,000 years.
That's the trouble.
That's the trouble. Because when a country is invaded, the new people in charge parcel up the land and give it to their supporters and their followers. That hasn't happened. So you've just had a build-up and a build-up and a build-up of grace and favour. What we should do is return to the old ways of the monarchy, whereby if you can raise an army and march on the Tower of London and take it, you get the crown.
Right.
We want to go back to proper Shakespearean rule monarchy.
But that means the monarchy are doing something. So I don't know. Then they can't muddies the water again. But I don't. I mean, just to answer Heidi's question from myself, there needs to be. I do have quite strong opinions about wealth distribution and a fairer society, and not this crazy spectrum that needs to be sorted out. And I've always felt like that. So
you can keep the monarchy without having it being so silly. Like they've got it in the Netherlands, they've got it in Sweden, they've got it in Spain.
Yeah, true.
The trouble is, if you don't have the monarchy, what are you going to have instead? And I'll tell you what we would have had, and that would have been President Boris Johnson, which is Not something I want to think about.
Yeah, well, there are other issues. I mean, there are ways to improve your democracy all the time as well. And I feel sorry for the Scottish and the Welsh because they never vote the Tories in, and the amount of times they get the Tories, I think that's an issue as well in Britain in general. Most English people are to blame for the people that rule over them, but I do think there's an issue with Scotland and Wales. So certainly Scotland anyway. But that's about who rules over us, really. I don't know if any of that answered that question. Does that help, Dave? Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think you answered the question, right?
Okay,
I think
cool.
you answered the question.
Don't know. You just phased out. You're like, oh, I think you might have answered, mate, but I don't really give a shit.
Well, it sounds like your answer was you both think it should be, but you don't care enough.
Yeah, we don't. We both. Yeah, I don't think either of us agree with the concept, but it's complicated.
Yeah, we've got different feelings about presidencies in the last 8 years for some reason.
Yeah. They eat up your money just like our federal officers do, but have to do ceremonial and charity jobs in return. So swings and roundabouts, better costumes. I mean, I don't have any sympathy for the really hard life they have. I mean, I don't really, I don't buy into that.
I've got a modicum of sympathy because they're born into it. They didn't get a choice, just like no one else does.
But they could abdicate from it. They can say, I don't want anything to do with this.
But they're the ones that are always in the public eye, and it's the ones that are just beneath it who got all the trappings of it, but no one knows their names. That's the level that you should, and that's why you should be sort of reducing their patronage.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of those. There is a lot of those. But then if I disagree with the entire concept, then I'm not going to agree with the big names or the little names. So, the Crown explained the monarchy's role pretty well, I think. That's Constance saying that. Well, the Crown is definitely a very pro-monarchy series, isn't it? Isn't it? I've never seen it because I haven't. It is a pro. I think it's a pro-monarchy series, isn't it?
It's a little misty-eyed. I saw the first series of it.
Yeah, I thought it was quite a romanticized idea, but again, I don't really know. But that's kind of that's the impression I've got. Maybe people think the monarchy due to TV or perhaps the royal family. I mean, the way it's, I know some people romanticize it in other countries. They like the fact that we've got a monarchy, don't they? Some people, I think a lot of Americans like our royal family, don't they? Probably more than we do. But I don't know. They think it's kind of cute, don't they? It's a bit of fairy tale.
Did you ever see that show, The Middle?
Oh, the one we talked about it because I remember. Do you remember I said that the mum who was in everyone? Patricia Heaton. Remember I said that I was gutted when I found out she was a Republican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I watched it. And it's a weird. Go on.
No.
I was only going to say that I was only going to say that I can see the thought behind the humor. It looks really deliberate. It's never made me laugh because I can see the jokes. I can see the thought behind the jokes. So it's a really weird way they write it for me. But you really like it.
Yeah, I mean, we've had fun with it. We actually relate to a lot of the stuff that happens in that family, But there was an episode where she's like the mom. She's just like nothing else matters for a couple days because like the English royal wedding is coming. So she's like,
yeah, there are some Brits like that. Yeah.
I mean that was a while ago, so I don't remember exactly what years, but that was all that mattered to her for several days. It's just she's got like tissues and everything.
Okay, so I am so ambivalent and so kind of subconsciously anti. I have to really think about what was the name of the guy that Who's the oldest one that got married, and then Kate
William.
Middleton is that's William, right? So I have to really think about it.
Your future king.
Yeah, future king. So when William was married, there was that got a load of people suddenly interested in the monarchy, and then I think a lot of time we don't even think about it. What's that?
4-day weekend.
What that was what we had that week, was it? Oh, okay.
Yep.
4-day weekend. Well, that's what we're getting. We're getting that next week.
That's a 3-day weekend. We got a 4-day weekend, an extra one.
Oh, okay.
We got
Yeah,
an
we got
extra one.
All right, yeah,
Extra
fair
2.
enough. Fair
That
enough.
alone makes it worth it, right, Gavin?
Okay.
Yeah, I've changed my mind. Keep the monarchy. Lord love him.
God love him. Right, the power of the monarchy declined between 1689 and 1964. Absolutely. The last time the British monarch refused the prime minister was George VI. He refused Churchill's request to make the role of deputy PM permanent. There we go. That's cool. Thanks, Aaron. Nice one. I think everyone in the US knows your monarchy. It's just essentially a tradition, and don't actually. Yeah, absolutely. No, they don't. They don't do anything. I got all my English history from TV shows. I love it. Did not know you had a civil war. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes nicknamed the English Revolution. You know, we had a revolution. Most countries have had a revolution, but we had our one was quite decisive in how it changed government in this country. You know, and I think
very decisive for Charles I.
Yeah.
Shortest king in history.
Yeah. He was being a dick, and then they said, "I'm sorry, we're gonna have to cut your head off." And that's so yeah. And then you may have heard of Oliver Cromwell. People watching this show, and Dave probably knows about it already anyway. And Oliver Cromwell refused to be called a king. He wanted to be called the Protectorate, and he screwed things up. He banned Christmas for a start. That wasn't a good idea. And he just became really unpopular after winning the Civil War. And then in the end, Charles II took over, and that's what the rest.
They're all bits of religious fundamentalists.
Yeah, there's a lot of religion connected.
And then he decided, on his death, that his son would become protector after him. It's just like, well, that sounds a bit familiar.
Yeah. And he was really bad with Ireland, wasn't he? That was a pretty bad time for Ireland. So yeah, Cromwell was not perfect by any means, but he did do something pretty dramatic in English history, and definitely was a catalyst for a huge change from that point of view. I didn't know about your Civil War either. Yeah. Trouble is, we don't go on about the Civil War as much as we should. We go on about Henry VIII all the time, don't we? Or World War II. We talk about Henry VIII and World War II all the time. We don't talk about our Civil War enough. Condolences, Gavin.
I'll take them.
It's their far right party, Dave. Oh, it's the Reform.
The
Reform.
Yeah. It's like how they explain all the different queens in the crown.
I'm going to become such a vexatious citizen if they get in. I'm writing to them complaining about everything. Now they're the government.
Americans are contagious. Their elections stay in Singapore and Australia. Captain Makeup guaranteed Mark Carney our Prime Minister. I really liked Mark Carney's speech when he got elected. We'll see what happens, but he's clearly drawing a line in the sand.
Yeah, Dave, I don't know my American history perhaps as well as I should do. Is Donald Trump the first US president to lose the Canadian general election?
It's brilliant. I love it. Conservative leader lost his own riding after 20 years. Speaks volumes to those paying attention. Well, yeah, the message should have been, we won't let Trump win. Gareth Thomas, Proud was the title. Oh, yeah, okay, so that was the title of the film?
Book.
I think so. The book. New York City pizza and cheesecake. Hold on. Oh, where am I? Are amazing. We are definitely going to have some pizza and some cheesecake. We're going to Little Italy, so we're definitely going to have some Italian American pizza, and I'm sure, as my wife is half Italian, she's going to say, "Well, it's not like Italian pizza." But it'll be interesting to see the difference. Although, to be fair, we do have American pizzas in our supermarkets all the time, so I'm sure we'll have some expectations that are probably quite accurate. I need to get my cheesecake. William Orange. Oh, Aaron's still giving us history. I love it. William Orange's taking the throne was an invasion. There was little opposition to it and was formally welcome.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Yeah,
I was saying about 1688, so it wouldn't have happened.
Sorry, I was going to just quickly bounce off that and say it was nicknamed the Quiet Revolution, wasn't it?
Glorious Revolution.
Oh, the Glorious Revolution. But you're right. The Glorious Revolution. But it's a reference to how easy it was, wasn't it? And how welcomed he was.
But I agree with Aaron, but it's sort of my point, because a lot of that underlying stuff of, which dukes kept which dukedoms stayed in place.
Right.
And if you actually have a rampaging horde where they're all, defenestrated, and then you put new people in charge, and your land gets divided and divided and divided into smaller parcels, which makes things, if not right, a little bit more equal.
Right. The Crown does show a lot of the warts. Okay, so it's not totally romanticized. So it's not like fairy tale.
Margaret's favorite show.
Yeah. Well, she's really into historical research in this. She probably does like.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm told it's not about what the king does, but what the king is, which means all Brits ought to imitate the king. Poised, well groomed, used to the language correctly. Poised, maybe. I don't know if that's true now. That would have been the case back in the day, like Victorian times and stuff. But I think that there's been a real attempt to go away from that idea of like for example, on TV, if you go back 40, 50 years, you didn't see a lot of regional accents, and now there's regional accents everywhere. And it's actually welcomed, and it'll be a bit weird if people all talked really posh. So I think that's going back to a previous time. I don't think that's a thing now. The idea that we're supposed to act like the king. I actually I'm against the monarchy as a principle, but I kind of quite like King Charles III. A bit. He's still wrong, but I kind of like him a bit. He seems to be. He seems to be quite sound in some issues, but luckily he's not doing anything about it. But
right.
It's up to our. I mean, he's probably more sound than your average Tory or the Labourite Tories. But my favourite member of the royal house is Audrey Hepburn in Roman Holiday. Nice. Lol. I adored the middle. Does anyone remember King Ralph? Yeah, when John Goodman became king.
It's got
I don't know
Camille
if I saw
Kaduri
this.
in it. You're a Doctor Who fan, aren't you?
It's got what? Who's got who on it?
Camille Kaduri. I think that's her name. She's the love interest for King Ralph.
Oh, okay.
She's Billy Piper's mum.
Oh, yeah. And also Peter O'Toole's in it, I think, isn't he? Isn't he the advisor, Peter O'Toole?
I think so. And then one of the Foxes is. I can't remember which one it is. James or Edward.
Yeah, one of the
Billy Piper's mom in Doctor Who is a main character in King Ralph.
Yeah. Billy Piper's the actress who played Billy Piper's character's mum. Yeah. The new series of Doctor Who's well good, by the way.
Haven't seen the last episode of. I quite enjoyed the second one with the animation.
Third one's a very serious, dramatic one, and it's actually like a sequel to a previous really good David Tennant episode. So, yeah, it's very good.
No Pyramids of Mars.
Yeah, it's funny because I was talking to my son about the new Doctor Who, and then we both went, "It's not Blink though," and Blink is such a high point in Doctor Who. If anyone is curious about Doctor Who, and they go, "Well, what episode shall I watch to see if it's any good?" Just watch the episode Blink. It's so brilliant. It's great writing, and it was actually what's her name? She wasn't famous at the time. Go on, Gavin. What's her name?
Oh yeah, I know who you mean.
Say again.
I know who you mean. What is her name? I will say Sally, but that's the character's name, isn't it?
Yeah. She's been in so many things since.
Yeah, she's nominated for an Oscar, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. But that was like, she was an unknown when she did Blink. And now she's
I can see her face. I just can't think of her name.
Someone should say it in the comments. We'll get
I'm sure they will.
A whole British royal family dies in an accident. And John went, the American name Ralph. That's right. Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that film. I thought it was a lot of fun. He sings Great Balls of Fire, doesn't he, at one point? Diane likes the middle.
Carey Mulligan.
Awesome. Carey Mulligan, that's it. Do you know Carey Mulligan?
Constance, got it.
Yeah. She's brilliant. I think she's a brilliant actress, but it's so cool that she was in Blink.
I mean, quite a few people get their start, don't they? Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. But hold on. Following up on my previous comment regarding being well groomed, as long as your factory overalls are freshly ironed, it doesn't need medals. Love it. That's an enjoyable film. King Ralph, presumably. Who wants to be part of a group called the Roundheads? Wow. Okay. Also Ireland, yeah. So
who wants to be a part of a group called the Levelers? Or the New Model Army?
Yeah, they're both great bands. Margaret wants to be a Cavalier by the sound of it. Interesting. She's a royalist. Dave, Margaret's being anti-Republican here.
That's okay.
The royalists were Cavaliers, and the Republicans of Cromwell's lot were Roundheads. Yeah, exactly. That wasn't a good move. No Christmas.
Shut theatres down as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was all like religious based.
Choked on my iced coffee.
Choked my iced coffee. Shame we don't know what that reference is for. Don't tell anyone I drank an iced coffee. My tea's running out. This is not good. The reason we talk about Henry VIII more than the Civil War is because the disillusionment of the monasteries kick-started Parliament's rise in importance, which led to the Civil War.
No, because he's married 6 times.
It's because he's married 6 times. Everyone loves that kind of story. It did create the English part of the Reformation, or the British part of the Reformation. So there's lots of reasons why he's talked about. But we should talk about the Civil War more than we do, though. Do you think that's true? Quiet Revolution, Carey Mulligan. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So we're not that far behind by the sound of it. I like the Levelers, actually. Got a ring to it. Were you referring to the band as well, Gav? Or
yeah.
Because
the Levelers, because they were a sort of religious political group, weren't they?
And they were middle class as well. So during the Civil War, I kind of focused on this in my degree. There were lots of people like the Diggers and the Ranters that were more kind of lower class religious sects that wanted radical change, but the Levelers were actually landowners, and they had a bit more power.
Is that John Fox, or is that someone else? Was that the Quakers? That was around the same time as well.
That's the Quakers, I think. Gerald Winstanley, I think, was one of the Levelers, I think.
Ranters were my favourite.
Well, the Ranters were
really. I mean, that's like the monster raving loony party of the 17th century.
There's so many radical sort of divisions during the Civil War. Definitely worth looking at, guys, if you're curious.
Lollards?
First saw Carey Mulligan.
Women are Lollards.
Lollards was later. Yeah, wasn't the Lollards during the Industrial Revolution?
No, that's the Luddites.
No, I know that, but I thought Lollards were as well.
Oh, Lollards maybe as well.
I don't know. I'm not sure on that
now.
one. Yeah, I'm not confident on that one. First saw Carey Mulligan. A good bit before Blink. She had smaller parts, was everywhere. Yeah, she's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. Has been fun. Off to finish The Elementals by Michael McDowell. Awesome. Thanks for coming in, Elaine. Margaret says,
hey, Elaine.
Diggers is a bit problematic over here because of the TV show. The TV show? What's the TV show, Dave? Diggers?
I don't know.
The Diggers there's they wanted like real radical change in the 17th century, and there's a great song that was written by a recent folk singer. A song's called "The World Turned Upside Down," and I've sang it hundreds of times over the years, and it's a really, really good song. If you look it up, "The World Turned Upside Down," I used to collect versions of it. I used to have about 12 different versions of it. The Oyster Band did it, the Chumbawamba did it, Billy Bragg's done it. All sorts of people have done "The World Turned Upside Down." It's a great song, and I've done it so many times. Aaron says the Lollards were during the reign of Henry V. Oh, okay. Who persecuted them as heretics? So that's well before.
Yeah, but he gave some good speeches.
Well, Henry V did.
Apparently.
Aaron knows his history. This is very cool. Nice one.
Yeah. Lollards were during the reign of Henry.
So let's.
Wow, you caught up. That's because
lucky.
Kat and
I'm
Jenny
lucky.
aren't here.
It's maybe it's because people were just falling asleep because we were talking about English history.
Let's get time to get our pipes out.
And then, of course, there were the Lollards.
Did you bring
So
biscuits, Gavin? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, Gavin. No, go on, Gavin. Gavin.
Did you bring
I
biscuits?
did this time. The only ones
Nice.
that are in the house, because I don't eat them. But yes, I'm keeping it simple.
It's a bourbon.
It's a bourbon.
Bourbon.
It's a bourbon.
It's small, bijou, simple, and from Tesco's.
Is it made with bourbon?
No.
No?
No, it's called,
No bourbon in there?
It's distilled from French royalty.
Yeah, it's a reference to French royalty bourbon. That
Mm.
was the dynasty, wasn't it? That
Yeah.
the word comes from. Do you know?
You can get them to fight Garibaldi.
It would be better if they made the filling with bourbon.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm sure they will do at some point. There's not much filling in this one, as I said. It's Tesco's own brand. It's
Have you had that?
Well,
say again.
You said those were in the house, right? So you've eaten those or no?
No, my son goes through them like they are. I don't know what. So
you're not going to eat that one. You're just going to show it to us.
You're not going to eat it
I
you're not going to eat
might-
it for us?
might eat it later. It's after midnight. Who knows what might happen?
Eat it.
Come on, you got to take a bite so we can see
Someone-
what you think.
Someone pin him down.
Here he goes.
Well, it's a bit stale, given it has been sat here for 2 hours.
It's been, you were like 4 days ago. You said, "Oh, I need to get a biscuit out," and you put it outside. It's been out there for 4 days. Is it all right? Has it gone soft?
It's gone a bit soft. Yeah, it's all right.
So it's genuinely stale. You brought a stale biscuit to the show.
No, it was
Wow.
2 hours ago when I got it. I'm sure it had been absolutely lovely. I thought I'll keep that in case they ask me about biscuits. I didn't have one last time.
Biscuits don't go. I know about biscuits. They don't go stale in 2 hours.
They go
You've
soft.
left-
Yeah.
You've left it for days. That's what you've done. So this, I don't know what this is going to be like. This is an Italian biscuit called a pasticcini,
Oh.
which
Is that like orange?
Well, I think it's apricot.
Oh, okay.
So if I get someone to translate it, there's this word here is possibly apricot.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't even looked it up. I looked at the picture and it looks a bit apricot-y. So I'm going to try them. And I'm a big fan of apricot, which is why Ali might. These are brought from Italy. Ali went to. Where did she go? She went to Tuscany. She went to or near Tuscany. She said she was in the middle of nowhere. There was like no shops. It was like a very strange experience for her. But she went to one town and she found some biscuits. She brought them back for me. We're going to Italy soon together in August. But she's went with her mates. Ooh. I don't know what this is going to be like.
Took the whole package out of the box. How many you planning on eating?
Well, I have to open it to have one. So.
Uh-huh.
I've realised that I don't actually have that many biscuits in our shows because I normally have just a few. You know,
Yeah.
we right, all right, here we go. So this, let's have a look. So this is like it looks a bit like a.
It's a bit like a jammy dodger.
It's a little bit like that, but
it's a bit fancier.
It's in the middle rather than. There's only one bit like the jammy dodger. There's two of them, isn't there? So, it's quite nice.
It's well good.
I can tell it's an Italian biscuit, the actual biscuit bit. I haven't got to the fruity bit yet.
I don't think he
really. Yeah, it's apricot. It's apricot. I like apricot. Yeah, it's well good. We'll give it a round of applause.
Well good.
Yeah.
My wife keeps going into the I can't believe I forget the name now. The main cookie, your favorite one.
Hobnobs.
Hobnobs. My wife keeps getting, because I always just have a cookie or two and I put them in there for everybody else to eat because I'm chunky enough. And my wife keeps going in there and taking out the Hobnobs package. She's really into them.
Your wife is a very wise woman.
I'm going to have to go down to the British store and get some more.
Did you see the biscuit news this week?
No, what's the biscuit news?
I need biscuit. We need weekly biscuit news.
Of McVitie's.
Right.
So we're talking biscuit royalty.
Yeah. McVitie's is the big company over here, Dave. McVitie's
said what I've been saying for years, that we all eat chocolate digestives and chocolate hobnobs wrong.
Wow.
Okay.
Is he saying you got to do that? Have the top layer first and then eat the rest of it?
Right. So you got a chocolate digestive, yeah?
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Then digestive underneath.
Yeah.
What way are you putting it in your mouth?
I'll try and eat the entire thing in one go.
Is the chocolate up or down?
No, Gavin, please don't say that he thinks you should have the chocolate down. That's insane.
No, I think that, and the chief executive of McVitie's Biscuits agrees with me.
What, do you have the chocolate on the underneath?
Yeah.
That's mental.
Why? Your taste buds are on your tongue. Do you want the chocolate, or do you want the, if we're talking hobnobs, basically sweepings from the barn floor?
I honestly think this.
Go on.
No, I was just going to say this is the most excited that I've ever seen Gavin. But go ahead.
This is like having your tomato ketchup underneath your chips. Do you know what I mean? You go hard and then soft, don't you? You don't go chocolate and then biscuit. What's the matter with you? You're a lunatic.
Look, if you go to taste something, do you put it on the tip of your tongue or the roof of your mouth?
Are you going to try and argue that I've never been able to taste chocolate because it was on the wrong side? I can promise you that I know what chocolate tastes like.
But he also said we dip the biscuits in the chocolate. Do you think they're not there sort of piping the chocolate on top? So of course, if you're dipping it, of course it's the bottom.
Hey, how they make the biscuits does not affect the fact that you put the biscuit on the bottom, mate. That's insane. The guy, this is thrown a loop. That has. I mean, what the hell?
You bite into the biscuit on the top, and you get the chocolate.
Gav, look, we've got people leaving the chat because they are so angry about the idea of having chocolate on the bottom. Clearly, the head of McVitie's doesn't know his own biscuits. Wow. Well, I need to apologize to the people watching this show. I'm very sorry about some of this.
Finally found something Gareth can get patriotic about.
Actually, it's funny because I do a little sound bite before my videos, don't I? And there's a little the little soundbite at the beginning of this thing about patriotism is a reference to tea. It's like having a cup of tea. You know, I don't know where I am with these comments. Oh, hold on, I'm right back there. You've just confused me by telling me that I'm supposed to put the chocolate underneath.
Try it.
No, you're not actually. You're not allowed. You're not allowed back on this show again.
Oh my goodness! It's never gotten this contentious before.
All right, Constance. This is where it was. Constance, we are listening.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Stale Biscuits.
Stale
is
Biscuits
an
is
awesome
awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stale Biscuits. There's one of my sets of students has formed a band. I shouldn't mock them, but I asked them what their name was, and they said Caffeine Low. How much more emo can you get? So come on, cheer up, guys. Caffeine Low.
The way you skipped it.
Yeah. The way Gavin has treated that poor Ruby's Jacobin. That is beautiful. That's mixing biscuit lore with proper history. I love it. The English history has been lovely. Going to sign off for more focused work, but you helped me edit my subscriptions list.
Okay.
What does that even mean? What, she's got rid of people who don't have
just
English history?
unfollow the Duke of Westminster.
She waves, bye. I often confuse Jacobin with Jacobite.
Well, I'm not getting it confused with a Jacob's Club.
Yeah. I just went to a website for McVitie's, and the homepage says the website uses cookies. I've got a T-shirt with Cookie Monster on it. Clearly, I've got lots of Jim Henson T-shirts, but it's a Cookie Monster T-shirt, and it says "I accept cookies," and it's got the Cookie Monsters by a computer. I love it. I accept cookies. Enjoy your night, Margaret. Enjoy your night, Margaret. Gavin, with that opinion about eating a biscuit, you're clearly not a Jacobin. You're a bloody anarchist.
Christ.
An anarchist.
Wow.
You're starting a riot. So, you haven't told us what. Oh, yes, you have. You got. No, did you? What's your biscuits?
No, my biscuits. Mine are pretty. Yeah. They're not too exciting. Well, they're exciting to me. It's just they just look so good. So I wanted to get them. These are just dark chocolate chunk with almond.
With almond.
So, nothing special. I always feel like I get something weird, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get these ones that look really tasty this time. Let me try it. If I get
a bit of ASMR going on.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, we just
got an 20. Am I putting you to sleep?
We've got extra 20 people watching. Gavin, whisper to them while he's doing it, mate. Just go.
I probably need like a skimpier outfit when I do it. All right.
You just reel off names of kings and queens in an English accent or whispering. I love it.
These look really good.
Ethelred the Unready.
Oh no, these have chocolate, Bobs. These have chocolate.
King Canute. Pepin the Short.
It's the most surreal part of any show we've ever done. We got ASMR biscuit eating while Gav whispers kings and queens to the fixated viewers. I love it. Is that nice?
It's well good.
Yeah.
Well good.
King John. Second.
God's sake, don't show us your Prince Albert.
Aaron's particularly liking the names of the kings and queens, I think. Where am I? I'm going to go back to the.
Hi, Bubs. They want to say hi to you.
Well, here we go. So there's an actual important question here. Is anyone here doing book trek? You're doing book trek,
that's a good question.
I think I will be taking part. I've never taken part before. If it's on, I will do it because I have a couple of Star Trek books now. I've never owned any before this last year.
Oh,
I didn't want to get. I worry if I start doing that. That's a whole other bookcase I've got to get.
Yeah,
but I've got the novelization of The Wrath of Khan. I bought that the other week.
Oh,
which is supposed to be really good.
That's Wanda McIntyre.
Yeah, she's done a lot. I am normally hosting it, so I've hosted it either 2 or 3 years. I can't remember, but I actually bowed out of co-hosting it this year. So
really?
Brandy's she's being controversial, asking me. She's trying to embarrass me. Look, yeah, I decided. I thought I wouldn't have the space with the stuff I wanted to try and read over the summer. So,
yeah.
But I still love Star Trek. But we're going to be. I reckon by the time we get. Go on, Dave.
No, I was just going to say I have a couple of those volumes, a couple of those Blish ones where he does a little 30-page recaps of 30-page renditions of the episodes. And those are pretty cool. I like those, and they're nice and short. And so I might tackle another one of those this year.
They're like little short stories, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's
fun. It's fun to read it and then go watch the episode again.
Yeah, I've got a book written by Levi Burton, a science fiction book written by Levi Burton, and I've got a science fiction book written by Michael Dorn as well. Which is cool. Yeah. So I used to have a book written by the actress who played Belana Torres. What's her name?
Marina Sirtis.
No, not Marina Sirtis.
Roxana something?
Yeah, Roxana Dawson. Yeah. I had a book by her, but in the end, one of my purges, I got rid of it. But I have, but it's kind of interesting, these people that write books, and, obviously it's not their first career.
Wait, that was which character?
Belana Torres from Voyager, the half Klingon.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was fantastic and a bit underrated, I think, as a character.
It's a bit underwritten to begin with. That's why.
Yes, true. Underwritten as well. Underwritten, underrated, undercooked, underwhelmed. But yeah, we were. Gav, what do you think of Battlestar Galactica, the remake?
I quite liked it.
Yeah, me and Dave at some point are going to be watching it together from the start through to the end.
Yeah, when are we gonna? I don't know if you've seen those, Gavin.
It's been a while since I've seen them. I thought
those showing you.
Oh, hello. I can't see him properly, but
on a sec.
If I can.
Oh, yeah, okay, Battlestar Galactica. I get it now. Yep.
I can't. Well, all the way over there. That's the 12 colonies of Kobol over there. And then these are. I can't even see it myself, but I'll have to send you some pictures. I'll have to send you some pictures. Where'd he go?
Obviously going to get his Cylon helmet or something.
Oh, maybe. Are you a big Battlestar fan or just?
Not big.
Okay.
I used to love the old one, the old disco.
Okay. You older than?
Was it Dirk Benedict, Lorne Green, Richard Hatch? Oh, have I frozen or have you frozen, Dave?
Oh, I'm not frozen. I might have just been very still.
Oh, okay. All right. You go from ASMR to living statue.
I know. Oh, Olive, you got my.
Wait a minute, Dave.
Yeah.
Wait for Gareth to come back and just don't move, yeah?
Oh, that's a good idea.
We just stay like that when he comes back, see if he clocks.
Yeah. It's a good idea. But you really like the new one? You can talk till he comes back. You really like the new one? Or no?
Yeah, I mean, the new one's old now, isn't it? I mean, it's got to be 20 years.
Yeah. It's not so new anymore, but
I think it was very good at depicting a certain time in American history. Where you had the humans, back on Caprica, almost acting like terrorists, basically. I think it was good at making you see things from a different point of view.
Huh. I never really thought about it that way. Did you see Caprica? Oh, wait.
I can't do it.
Oh,
dude, you lasted 2 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
We were gonna do
straight face.
We were gonna do a fake freeze, but he lasted like 2 seconds. He busted out.
I love it. My mouth, I was finding it hard. My mouth was so dry. I was finding it hard to speak, which would have been probably better for the show, but I've got to do.
So he's not. Listen, Gareth. He's not. I don't know. I was trying to drill down on this. He's not necessarily a huge fan of the newer Battlestar.
Oh.
He was telling me he started talking about it being. I didn't really understand. Like almost like a political allegory or something.
I think it is. Surely. You've got the infiltrators, the fifth columnists. You've got the sort of guerrilla action on Caprica. I think there's a lot of it in there.
Only in a general sense. I don't know if there's any specific allegorical stuff going on, specific parallels.
What about the normal Battlestar Galactica allegorical stuff? All about Mormonism, surely.
What, the original?
Well, there's a little bit in the new one as well. Because you have to take some of that lore.
Oh, we could.
Oh, so am I going to find out that Dave's a Mormon? Because he loves it.
I think, yeah. Don't get me wrong, Dave. I like the show. I think maybe we're seeing different things in it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really. I watched it. Now, granted, I mean, like you said, that was many years ago, and back then I approached shows and television much more superficially. You know what I mean? Like now, I'm always looking for subtext and everything. And yeah, I did that years ago. You know, although I don't know, has it been 20 years? I don't think it's been 20 years. But when I watch Battlestar, I'm gonna have to, when we rewatch it, I'm gonna have to pay closer attention again because I didn't see any of this. I didn't see any sort of symbolic messaging in there. I just watched it as like an exciting space opera.
It was made very shortly after, I think, 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And you've obviously got that massive attack at the beginning of the series. Yeah. I think you start with that. You then have a little bit later, you've got Iraq, and you've got the humans being insurgents on Caprica. I think it's there.
Okay, we're gonna have
a rip roaring time.
New perspective, maybe.
I mean, because the spin-off. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I was only going to say that I do think it's still archetypes. You know, if we can talk about insurgents, that could have been in any show at any time. So I'm not sure how specific it's going to be.
Maybe it's just the time that I was watching it, because I don't think I've seen it since it was out.
What was you going to say, Dave?
No, I was just going to say, because spin-off Caprica actually had that actually had like that kicked off with an actual horrific human terrorist attack. You know what I mean? I would not have made that. I would not have viewed that the Taliban attack. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have interpreted it that way. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I guess I mean I understand what you're saying. When as you watch these things, it's you're always, I guess, going to be a little influenced by the times that you're living in, because shows do that. You know, they you know, like you ever watch The Boys?
Yeah, I have.
The bad superheroes show.
Yeah, I've watched the first season and the first 2 episodes of season 2.
Okay, you've never seen that, Gavin?
No, I'm aware of its existence, but I've not watched it.
Watch. It's excellent. I mean, it's very graphic. I mean, it's very extreme, but it's very quality.
And then the language is quite extreme as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's way more than the language. It's extreme.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I mean, everything about it is
because that's what turned my wife off. Because she didn't mind the gore, she didn't like the language. She couldn't watch it anymore because all the swearing in it.
But that show is very heavily influenced by the political issues of the day. You know, I mean, that's it's like almost like, I mean, it's like right in your face, you know. But I didn't have, you know, I mean, I don't know. We'll see when we go through Battlestar. Like I said, I was a much more immature reader and viewer back then when I was watching that for the first time. So I mean, I watch it with a different perspective, I guess, this time around. You know, we'll see.
Yeah, there might be certain lines that make us think, oh, actually, that's a reference. You know, maybe.
But
yeah, to something specific. Yeah, from the time, I don't know. Diane's saying that she saw Olive for a moment.
Hop up again. Here, you want another one? People like to see you, Bubs. They want to see you more than they want to see me. Yeah, but you got to show your face. You got to show your face.
It's May the 2nd today, right? And in 2 days, it's going to be my dog's birthdays.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
what are they going to be like? They're going to be like 16, 17?
17 years old.
Wow. Oh, look, Olive.
There's Ralph.
Look, Olive. There's Ralph. Look. There's Ralph. Looking handsome as always.
And then Chico, but your brother, bless him, he's just about bearing up, isn't he? 17.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would like to do, I'd like to do some kind of video for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I used to have a little compilation video I quite liked, but I lost that when I lost my Facebook account because apparently it was only on Facebook. I can't find it on any of my Google Drives and stuff. But yeah, that was a really nice little video I made when they were little puppies and, you know, stuff like that. Because we've had obviously. Go on.
Go ahead. No, go.
I was going to say we've had them since the day they were born because we had their mum. She gave birth to them, you know, here, literally over there. And we've had them all their life, so it's a very long relationship, you know. And I'm with Ralph every night, you know, on the settee. So it's going to be, I don't know.
That's what I was going to ask you. I didn't know if they were blood brothers or not, but okay.
Yeah. She had their mum was Jodie, and she had 5 puppies, and we kept them too.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of them was sold to a family just down the road, and we thought, oh, we'll always see that one. And it was like he looked a lot like these two, but we didn't really see them. They moved away, and we didn't see them. So that was a shame. But yeah, it was so impressive that night when Jodie gave birth to them. It was so fascinating seeing her do it. You know, it's an amazing thing. But Chico was breech. So Ali said we have to keep Chico because she helped him come out. Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah. Huh.
She should have been a vet.
Yeah. Do you have a pup, Gavin?
No.
No.
No pets.
No pets at all.
No.
Not even a fly. Have you got a fly or
The summer's early yet. I'm sure it'll happen.
some ants? Have you got any ants? You must have.
No,
some
not
ants.
yet. Please no. I don't.
One of the flats I lived in.
I'm 70 pages away from finishing this, and it's all been spiders and ants.
Oh, you're almost done with that?
Yeah.
Do you like
Nice.
it?
So what do you think?
I'm late. I should have finished it a couple of days ago.
Do you like
But
it?
yeah.
What are you thinking?
Mostly good.
Okay.
I'm not entirely convinced that we had to keep swapping back chapter by chapter throughout 600 pages.
Okay.
And I much prefer the insect chapters.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
think a lot of
But
people
the
do.
humans sort of growing on me. I quite like what they've done with their relationship through time.
Yeah, I think the as that develops, it gets better. That part of it, I think.
No.
But yeah, no, I said on a video recently that I didn't think there was a wasted page on it. So
No, I don't think there's any bloat. There's certainly plenty of ideas. Yeah.
No, I'm glad
Is
you like it.
that we probably talked about this already, but is that your first Tchaikovsky?
No, I read a fantasy novel by him, and I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, The Shadows of the Apt.
No,
thing?
it's
Oh,
he's written the first in the series, and another writer has written the second in the series. I don't know if he got to the third one yet.
Oh, okay.
oh,
It's sort of set in a world where there was a big bad, and a big villain who was beaten, and it's basically what these people do now. So
Okay.
someone who was part of the group of people who defeated the villain in the end, and she is basically a swordsman, but she's in a world where it's just grinding poverty and misery. So that's fun. And I read Shards of Earth, which is the first in his Architecture or Shards of Earth series.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
And I think I prefer Shards of Earth. I think it's a bit more zippy. It's a bit more space opera.
Oh, you like that more than
Okay.
Children of Time?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like I say, I've still got 70 pages to read. I may be blown away, but I think on balance, I prefer Shards of Earth.
Really?
I haven't read
You
Shards
read
of
that,
Earth yet.
Gareth?
No, I haven't read.
Oh, you
Shards of
haven't?
Earth.
Yeah.
I think I've got it, but I haven't read it yet. So yeah, we'll get to them all. He's a bit of a dude, isn't he?
He's absolutely prolific.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now he's just started a podcast.
Has he really? That's
That's
Oh,
really-
you'll like it. The first episode is talking about John Wyndham.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
What's the name of the podcast?
Oh, now you're asking.
Is it called
I mean, I'm
Tchaikovsky's
definitely gonna watch.
Nutcracker?
I can't. I'm trying to remember that there's the two writers. Tchaikovsky is one of them.
Is it called Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker? We were going to try and get him on the show. What do you reckon? Do you reckon he'd do it, Gav?
He's everywhere else. I mean, it's
I
either
know.
get him or Pedro Pascal.
But we spend 10 minutes trying to get the show going, so he might bug off by then, won't he? He'd be like, "These are amateurs. I ain't going to deal with this crap." They even asked me to bring a biscuit. Why are they doing that?
Starship Alexandria. That's the name of the podcast with Emma Newman and Adrian Tchaikovsky.
Oh, Emma Newman wrote Planetfall, and I've got that upstairs to read. That's one of my one of the books I really want to read quick. Oh, I wanted to tell. Oh, this is interesting because I think Brandy may still be in the chat. I don't know, but ages ago, this is a nod to Scott as well. So when we did New Worlds November, the last one we did before we lost Scott, he suggested that we had a book club as well, a New Worlds November book club, and we basically put a bunch of suggestions. We each had a suggestion of a book we'd read, and then someone pulled it out. I think it was Scott pulled it out and say, "Oh, we're reading this one now. We're reading that one now." We only did 2, right? One of them was the one that I suggested, which was a Cory Doctorow book, which I liked, but some people didn't like. Which I never read anything by him before. I quite liked it. I forgot what it's called. Second one was a book called Blind Sight by Peter Watts.
Yeah.
Right. And I couldn't get it on eBay for less than 20 quid. Couldn't find it in any shop. And that was like about 18 months ago. And I've still been looking in every shop, never seen it in a shop, never seen it cheap on eBay. And I thought, I've got to get that at some point because everyone loves it. And last week I saw it in a charity shop for £1.
That's the one you were talking about?
Yeah. £1.
Wow. When are you going to read it?
I don't know. But I really want to read it.
That's a secondary question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got it. I can read it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, are you asking because you want to read it, or have you already read it?
Dia sent me that book, and I haven't read it yet.
Oh, okay.
So I'll read it with you when you want to read it.
Okay. Yeah. So
no
May's
rush.
Horror. Yeah. I've been thrown a loop a little bit because there's a new event that's happening that I've just found out about an hour before our show. That's a tribute to Alice, and I really want to do something for it, but it's a little bit of a different kind of thing. So I'm going to send a message to Jack and ask her what she thinks. But yeah, it's a really nice little tribute to Alice that they've popped up for June. But yeah, it's amazing finding that book for £1, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's nothing. That's like nowadays that's a third of a bag of chips.
A third of a bag of chips.
Yeah. It's like $2.60 or something for a bag of chips nowadays.
2 sachets of ketchup, that is.
Or 1 packet of ginger nuts.
A pickled egg.
A pickled egg. Right. That's the smiley face from Brandy. Pat says, I read the novelisation of Ralph Kahn last year. And Vonda McIntyre goes down well. There
Excellent.
you go.
It's a good recommendation.
Book Trek Forever. So Brandy's now singing the Book Trek anthem. I read some of the early Blish books at summer too. Yeah, cool. They're really easy, good, fun reads, aren't they?
Yeah.
Diane's going, is she?
No, I think that's the Vulcan salute, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Heidi, have you read any of the Shat books? Has anyone read any of the Shat books? I haven't read any of them.
Not me.
But I think he's a very funny character. He's like, if he was a real person, it'd be even funnier, wouldn't it? William Shatner.
I've not read any Tech War books.
Yeah. I mean, Garb August, right?
Oh, it means I've got to buy one.
Yeah, that's true. It's not metal enough to get my point across. Oh, that's referring to that, I think. Hold on.
Yeah, it was this versus this.
Oh, yeah. Shatnerverse rules. Love it. Yeah, Gavin, have you read Deathstalker by Simon Green?
I have not.
It's a love letter to Dune and Star Trek. I don't know if I know it.
Yeah,
Heidi's so good at suggesting stuff. Yeah. You should have a look to see if he's got it. Diane says, rock on, then rock on. If there's a booktuber who's a ventriloquist, you need to invite them on, and then Dave needs to convince them to start playing up. Or playing up Gareth. I love the idea of a ventriloquist being a guest. Have you got any skills in ventriloquism, Gav?
Be a dummy sometimes.
Mormonism in Battlestar Galactica. I have to hear about that. Yeah, well, that's according to Gav. Yes, The Boys. It's a
Yeah.
great series. I love the original Battlestar Galactica. I couldn't stand Galactica 1980. Yeah, I remember that. The new one was also enjoyable. But you like the original and last. So sounds like the original. He likes the original more. Last seasons were tremendously disappointing. Yeah, it kind of petered out towards the end. But I mean, I loved it when I was a kid. I was about 8, I think, when the original was on.
Mm.
Yeah, Brandy loves The Boys as well. It is quite unique, really. Yeah, it's my daughter's favorite program.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she absolutely loves it. I picked up Robert Howard's The Savage Tales of Solomon Kane at Library Booksellers. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyone heard of it? Yeah. Michael K. Vaughan's done videos on Solomon Kane stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, that might have been when I showed Ralph. Happy birthday, Ralph. Yeah. No pets. Can you trust them? Yeah, that's true, Gav.
That's a good question. It's a good question, Brandy.
You said you were really cold inside, didn't you? You have no empathy.
No, in this case, I have allergies.
Yeah, I'm allergic to cats, but I've had a cat.
I did have a cockatiel at one point. That was 20 years ago.
Cockatoo?
Loved that bird. Cockatiel, like the smaller one.
Yeah. That's awesome. Did they make a lot of noise? My brother-in-law's got a parrot, and it's hilarious. He calls him Silvio, which was his dad's name. It's like my wife's dad's name, and it just squawks like incredibly loud all the time, and actually attacks his wife and all sorts of things. There's a real character.
Oh, they don't. They stick to one member of a partnership and don't like the other one. They get quite funny about it.
Yeah, it's really weird seeing it in action. It's just like, wow. So someone is like the Stephen King of SF.
Tchaikovsky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
I always say he's the Brandon Sanderson of sci-fi.
Yeah. People who interview him always go, well, how do you do it? And he says, well, because I treat it like a job. I'll work like a 9 to 5, and I can get a lot done. And a lot of writers probably don't do that, do they? So they probably have moments when they write, but he treats it like a job. So I think that's why he's so prolific.
Yeah.
Constance says, send him biscuits with the invitation to be again. Can you imagine? Dave, can you imagine if he was on? Do you know what I mean? Be a bit special.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. I love that book. Yeah, absolutely. Did Dr. O write the Book of Daniel? I don't know. I can't remember what the book was called. Congrats, Gareth. I want a buddy read with you when you do. Oh, okay, cool. Did you not get to it? I thought Brandy read it. So cool.
Blindsight?
Yeah.
Yeah, group read.
Going. Yeah, group read.
Go on, friends. All right, see you, Pat.
See you later, Pat. So if we need any information, we haven't got Pat to help us out with that. So we're going to be bereft. Bye, Pat. Bye, Pat. Bye, Pat. Oh, this is the end of the chat. You can.
Oh, you're all caught up.
Train cockatiels to talk. Yeah.
Yep.
Did you have a talking cockatiel?
A few words. Also, the phone. Really good at the phone.
Or what to do the phone noise?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I suppose when I wasn't there during the day, she would, and someone phoned, like telemarketers, whatever it is, the phone would go. So you have this thing calling out in the room, and then she would call out in response to it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, they're very good mimics.
Well, myna birds are really good for that. I don't know. Have you seen some of the videos of myna birds? Some of the noises they make. It's just mental.
Is it ravens as well? Raven or a crow?
Oh, okay.
I think it's ravens. They can be, not always. I mean, but they can be trained.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so Brandon never got to blind. So that's brilliant. So if you've got a copy, then that's awesome. We can plan that in. That's great. That'd be fun. Yeah. It's supposed to be amazing. Rage Biscuits here.
Rage.
Did I miss?
You did miss the Biscuits Rage.
We did miss the Biscuits. We have talked about Biscuits already. We haven't talked about. Well, we can talk about Horror Mayhem in a minute if you're up for that. We've actually talked about a lot of British history, Brian. You've missed a lot of dare I say it, intellectual talk.
Well, I think we've probably got about 25% of it correct.
Yeah, it's not a bad tally.
I'll be right back.
I should remember more than I do. I've had it since 2020. Oh, there we go. So Brandy has got a copy. So I thought that we'd probably talk about Horror Mayhem, and I was thinking, what am I going to read first? So because I'm going to be concentrating on short stories for the first bit of the month, I thought I'd bring down the two of the anthologies. So I'm going to read. This one is American Supernatural Tales, which apparently Pat's got as well, with a not quite as sexy a cover, but this is quite a cool one. And then Penny Dreadfuls as well, which are older stories.
Is that old stories from the UK magazines?
Yes. They're that's the concept of the anthology, I think. They're all really old. There's nothing new. The other one spans a lot of decades, but this is really old stuff. Robert Louis Stevenson, Edgar Allan Poe, Washington Irving, Mary Shelley, Wilkie Collins, Arthur Conan Doyle, Gordon Maupassant, all those people, right?
Yeah.
Hoffman, Charles Whitehead. Yeah, so...
Is that E. Hoffman Price? E. Hoffman Price?
E.T.A. Hoffman.
E.T.A. Hoffman.
Yeah. Because
there's an E. Hoffman Price who used to write for Weird Tales.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I will because I want to dip into this one, and I'll probably delve a little bit further into this one because it's got quite a variety of. It's quite a lot of stories, to be fair. There's quite a lot of people in it, and this has got The Lonesome Place by August Derleth, which was the one that Randy suggested we all read, didn't he? Shirley Jackson, Ray Bradbury, Robert E. Howard, Robert Bloch, Lovecraft, Henry James. So much in this. T.D. Klein.
Which one's that? Sorry, I missed it.
This one is called American Supernatural Tales. So this is going to be the first thing I read. Well, not the whole thing, but I'll be reading some stories from this one first for Horror Mayhem.
Okay, that's a nice copy.
It's really beautiful. It's amazing because
you
got a really cool cover, but really cool back cover as well. And you got this really awesome kind of charcoal kind of pages.
Yeah.
It's amazing, really.
Yeah, that's the full object, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice. And it's a really nice collection as well. Okay, Warner sent me this. Amazing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You sent me that as well, so I'll be reading that as well. But like I'm saying, they're older stories. I'm going to be reading stuff that's that old, but I don't tend to like the Victorian stuff as much as the stuff that's like 20th century. Even early 20th century, I prefer. I read a Conan Doyle story I really liked, actually, in Horror Mayhem last year. And I did that because it was the local week. Do you remember last year there was a local week?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Arthur Conan Doyle's got connections to Portsmouth, so that was pretty good.
Oh, what was the story?
It was... I can't remember what it was called, but it was about a guy that was trying to prove that a ghost existed, and he was trying to film it. Trying to take some sort of evidence, some photograph or something of the ghost. It was quite cool, and then it was like, and then there was like a twist at the end. It was quite a good story.
Okay.
Horror. I really did well with Horror Mayhem last year. I read so many stories last year, so I want to really go for it this year because it was really good. You know, what is it? Because I got these out to talk about what the first thing I was going to look at. Have you got an idea, you two, of what your first Horror Mayhem thing will be?
Yep. Go ahead, Gavin. You go first.
Lair. Is that
Lair?
A sequel to Rats?
That's the sequel to the Rats, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like a chunky book. Not chunky, but that doesn't look like a short one.
It's 270.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it won't take long. with James Herbert. He's a very brisk read.
I read The Rats in the first Horror Mayhem.
I read it last year's.
Yeah.
I'd read it when I was a kid, and I thought, yeah, I'll give it another go. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, my sister had it, but I never read it because some of the stuff, like the first Stephen King book I read was her copy of Night Shift. That was the first Stephen King book I read when I was a kid. And she had The Howling as well by Gary Brandner. And I remember I was a bit young to be reading a very saucy scene in that book. And I remember going, "Ooh, should I be reading this?" I was only like 12 or something. So yeah, a bit, but yeah, I love the film The Howling. What about you, Dave? What do you think you'll be reading?
The first one is the first one is I'm actually buddy reading. So this is What Was the Dad? I haven't read this yet.
So I just talked about that on my video today.
Oh, okay. You didn't see it yet.
Yeah.
So you already read it?
Yeah, read it last year.
I'm buddy reading this with Becky Bryant, and Brian MR.
Nice.
So I think probably start. Well, I won't start it tomorrow. What I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to reread. A couple of us are going to reread Fall of the House of Usher first.
Oh, really? Because that's
related.
on my list, so I could try and read that as well. Because that is definitely one that I've pointed out. So that's in this one, I think. Hold on. That's cool though. I could try and join in.
I mean, I read it a year or two ago for the first time. Yeah. I have a big Poe volume over there that has it, so I think I'm going to reread it right since it's related. I think I'm going to reread that right before I read this. So I'll probably read that tomorrow, and then do this on the weekend. You know,
I think you'll really like that book. What Moves the Dead? I think you'll really like it. Yes, it's very beautifully written. I think it's
okay.
I think you'll like the way it's written as much as anything else. It's quite a mysterious book, so creepy. So yes. So
I mean,
go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go on.
No, I was just gonna say I really enjoyed her, the Hollow Places, which was connected, to the Willows, and I really enjoyed that one. Did you read that one?
No, I haven't read that. That was the first Kingfisher one I'd read.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a pseudonym. It's not their name. It's Ursula something is the real name of T. Kingfisher. Yeah, I didn't know that. I was sort of, when I did my little bit of research on that. But yeah, it's a good book. I think you'll really like it. So
you didn't read the sequel, did you?
No. But I will do. I definitely want to read more by her.
Okay.
Or them. But yeah. Yeah, really good.
All right, what else are you reading? What you got after that?
What else am I reading? So I am definitely gonna spend a couple of weeks on short stories, but we are gonna finish Piranesi as well. So I'm gonna finish Piranesi.
Yeah.
But yeah, horror wise, concentrating on short stories. But then there's a few. If I feel like I've really done well with the short stories, I would actually like to try a Paul Tremblay book.
And have you already selected which one?
Well, I've got a few, but Cabinet at the End of the World is very tempting. But also Head Full of Ghosts.
Do that one. Do that one.
Yeah. Okay.
I've read them both. You will. A Head Full of Ghosts is. I mean, they're both good. I mean, Head Full of Ghosts is. You should read that one.
Okay. What I want to do before. Oh, we're gonna read Ring Shout as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's waiting there on my shelf, waiting to come out once I've read a few.
Yeah, you tell me when. I mean, when I did my TV, I think I did it wrong because in the Horror Mayhem chat, it sounded like I must have done mine wrong because I did my announcement video and my TBR all in one video. And it sounds like everybody else is doing like different
No,
videos.
there's no rules. No, a lot
Okay.
of people do a lot of people do a TBR when they announce it.
Yeah.
I think I did that as well. I just did another one where I was just for fun. I decided to just try and think of some stories I really wanted to pick out. So I had these books shown in that first video, definitely.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think you did anything different to what we did. Really.
Okay.
Um,
Well, when I did my PR, I had just slotted Ring Shout in for week 2, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I totally can switch things up. I mean, read it.
no. Week 2 is good for me. One thing I was aware of as well, because I did it in vlogs last time, right? And I quite enjoyed it, but I was also in different places a lot in last May. Like I had like a couple of outdoor gigs, and we played at a festival at one point, so there's camping in it as well. And obviously right at the end of the month, I'm going to be over at Your Way, which should be quite fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether I'll do a vlog from there. But I have to pick. I want to pick a small book to take on the plane, because I know I'm going to buy books in New York. So
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Gavin, do you ever do vlogs?
Well, just being out and about.
Yeah, like as you know, doing it like as you're reading it, you know, like over the course of days, you like taking little clips and.
No.
Yeah. Okay, I've never done one. Never done one. That's why I'm asking.
I'll talk about the books I'm about to read. I'll talk about the books I've just read. I don't think I ever talk about the books I'm reading.
Yeah. I found it quite good for short stories, because you can do like a little nugget about something like that, and it's only a minute long or something. And you can do another bit where you, no, I'm doing this, and you can incorporate bits like when I found that blind site, I can go,
oh, that's a good idea.
You know, so little nuggets of things that are interesting that you'll just do for 30 seconds or a minute, and then it builds up to 12 minutes. Something you got a video. Do you know what I mean? I think that's quite good.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do that. Or I got to remember. You told me which ones to read out of this Ellison book, and now I forget which ones they were.
Oh, Deathbird.
Deathbird. Let me write them down this time. Deathbird. And Pain God, right?
Yeah, Pain God, yeah.
Deathbird, Pain God.
Someone's reading. Is it Cliff might be reading? No, I think he already has. Someone's reading I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream for Horror Mayhem. Which is amazing.
I don't have that in here.
No, that's not in that book.
You didn't send me that one, Gareth.
I tell you what I could do, if I can find it, I would email you the audio recording of Harlan Ellison reading it, and it's amazing. If Heidi's in the chat, she's going to tell us about the Ursula K. Le Guin thing again. Because I can't find it. She said, listen to Harlan Ellison. I'd love to hear that, but I haven't got access to it. But she teases us with these great ideas.
I picked this one up a couple of weeks ago. So that's
what?
Oh,
yeah. I haven't read that yet.
This is the first paperback edition as well. So
nice. That was you found that in Hey on Why, didn't you?
Yeah.
Those Hey on Why videos are brilliant, Gav.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awful that I haven't read.
Baby for Horror Mayhem one time, like last year. I read Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Hey on Why is they spend all day or all week there, and it's just like you see something, and then you want to be impulsive. You can't be too impulsive. I very nearly bought the modern paperback of this because it was there alongside Rosemary's Baby. I thought, I'll wait and I'll just see, and then I'll pick this one up shortly after. And I wouldn't have been able to justify it if I'd got the modern one.
Yeah, it's funny when you go on holiday, you get a bit frivolous because I collect Harlan Ellison books, and when I was in New Orleans, there was a really cool bookshop, and it had some crazy first edition stuff, and there was a Harlan Ellison book that was like $400. It was ridiculous, but there was one that I didn't have that was like because I had so much spending money, it was affordable. It was $60, and it was one I didn't have. And I thought, I don't see that very often. I was like, oh, maybe. And I dithered for the rest of the holiday. I was like, oh, I don't know, it's a lot for one book, and I decided not to get it. And it was like, oh, am I going to regret that? And then like 2 weeks after coming back, I saw it on eBay for a tenner. So it was the right decision. So you never know.
Yeah.
You know.
I can't believe I got to get to that. I can't believe I haven't read that yet, because that is set right next to me.
Well, Stepford Wives.
Stepford Wives, yeah. I mean, it's fictional, but it's based on. It's actually based. I probably should get mad if I say it. It's based on the town my wife works in. She doesn't like me saying anything about her online. Yeah, it's based on a town right near me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So,
yeah, no, I mean,
I should
quite
get
like
to it.
Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, it's a classic, isn't it?
But don't tell her.
Yeah. Have you read Rosemary's Baby?
I haven't.
Not me. No. I haven't either.
Yeah, I liked it. It surprised me a bit, but it was good. It's very easy to read. I think he's quite he's not particularly poetic with his prose. He's quite, it's quite a breeze, like as you said earlier about somebody else. Who did you say was a breeze to read?
Herbert.
Yeah, Frank Herbert. You didn't mean Frank Herbert. James Herbert.
Frank Herbert's not a breeze to read.
no, James Herbert. His pulpy brother. So yeah. We got a few comments here. Let's have a look. So Greg's had to go. I'm reading off into Sunset.
See you, Greg.
Somewhere down the line. Nice one. Thanks for popping by.
Cheers, Greg.
Diane says hi, Brian. Hi, Diane. I picked up 2 T. Kingfisher books today to try. House with Good Bones. It was uneven. Okay. Shirley Jackson meets Overlong Ending to first Poltergeist movie. Oh, okay. Interesting. So yeah. So Gav, me and Dave and Constance are reading Piranesi at the minute.
Yeah, I've not. So that's is that the lady who wrote Strange and Norrell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Susanna
long book.
Susanna Clark.
Susanna Clark. Yeah, Susanna Clark.
So I've read that one years ago.
Oh, okay.
Many years ago, but I've never read Piranesi.
Well, that book's huge, but Piranesi is a lot shorter. It's only 250 pages or something.
Yeah, about.
Yeah. But it's winning me over now. It didn't start off with, but yeah. But Constance is loving it, I think. So she says hi to Brian, hi to Constance. I've got to go. I enjoyed the live.
See you,
Can't
Brandy.
wait to read Blindsight. Cool. Yeah, we'll make sure we do
Awesome.
that. That's awesome. And Diane says, enjoy your night to those guys. Can you believe how I'm up together with these comments? It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's
You
good,
just
like
got
said,
lucky. You got lucky, Jenny and Catherine. Hear this.
Yeah.
Where are they? There must be something going on tonight.
Yeah.
They're going to
That's
pick on
strange.
someone else.
Did Elaine
Apparently.
I wonder if Elaine did one earlier, because normally Elaine does one just before us. But
Yeah.
I don't
Hmm.
know. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Constance says she loved that one, so she knows Susanna Clark's style already. Look. Constance,
Yeah, that's a
is
chunk.
that because you're reading Piranesi now and you've read that? Are they different, or are they? Because sometimes people have a different style if they write a shorter one, or if it's just different. I'm just curious to know if it's different, or you felt like you could tell it was the same author. Interesting to know. Go back to that author's voice thing.
So do you have other stuff? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
Do you have other stuff queued up for Horror Mayhem, Gavin? Or
Yes, I'm going to read a couple of pulps.
Okay.
Strange Tales, which is like a Weird Tales clone. and Spicy Mysteries. So
Spicy mystery. Ooh, Olive, you'd like that. Spicy
uh,
mysteries.
for March
Spicy
Mystery Madness,
mysteries.
I read Spicy Detective. Last month for Spring into Adventure, I read Spicy Adventure. I'm reading Spicy Mysteries in May, and then next month Spicy Western, and then I think I've done all of the spicy titles, and I don't really want to read any spicy pulp for a good couple of years afterwards. It's fun to begin with, and in the Spicy Adventures, one of the stories is by Robert E. Howard under a pseudonym. Only time he wrote under a pseudonym is when he wrote for the spicy pulp.
Really?
Half the people were writing under pseudonym, or possibly more than half, because they didn't want to be known that they were writing for the seedier side of the pulps, even though they were the better paying. But
Interesting.
that was some pulps, and also for some short stories, got August 11th When Evil Wakes, which is
does that include? I was going to ask you when I was watching your video. I couldn't ask you because it was a video, but I can ask you because you're there. Does that include the one that Randy talks about, the lonesome? The lonesome.
There's only one of his stories in there. One he co-wrote with H.P. Lovecraft. No, I don't know whether
that won't be that one. The Lonesome Place.
No, this is the Shuttered Room.
Okay.
But this has got Lovecraft, Clark Ashton Smith, Robert Bloch, Carl Jacobi, Donald Wandry. So bunches of weird tales, people.
Oh, I tell you what, I was really hoping would arrive. I was going to show it to you guys in the chat. I used to, back in the 80s, I had a book that has been raved about by the Horror Booktube, and I was like, I used to have that, and I've ordered it again. It's an anthology called Dark Forces, and that's on its way from eBay. So I think I might have had it today. Maybe it'll come tomorrow. But yeah, that's like seen as a classic anthology. So I wanted to get it again because I was like, I really want that, and that's got some great stories in it and great authors in it. So that's arriving soon. Yeah. We've got a reply from Constance. So they're very different except for the dynamic between a younger student type interacting with an older, presumably wiser professor type. Okay, so there's a bit of a link because of the two. Although I don't think it's that kind of relationship from what I get from as Piranesi carries on. Feels like an afterlife for Strange and Norrell, sort of. Okay, cool. Brian's had to go.
Yeah.
Bye, Brian.
See you,
Thanks
Brian.
so much for popping in.
Hi.
Constance says it might be a really big book, but it's split neatly in the middle. I took a couple of weeks off before finishing it. That's interesting. Do you ever do that? Do you guys? Because I didn't do it for the Billy Bragg book, but I sometimes take my time with non-fiction. Do you like have certain things that you tear through and certain things that you want to take time with? And do you have like different approach to certain books?
I'm taking the Silmarillion very slowly.
Okay. Is that
it's not one constant, it's not one through narrative. It is sort of like, here's this tale and here is this tale. It's all part of the same mythos, but it is very separate, and don't enjoy it as much as Lord of the Rings. It's like reading the Bible.
Yeah, I've never read it, but I thought it was just more lore, so it was kind of like non-fiction Lord of the Rings. Is that kind of true?
It is like someone is telling you fairy stories of Lord of the Rings or creation myths of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's being told to you. There's hardly any dialogue. It's
right. Yeah. So it's like a history book.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. Or
so I'm taking that slowly.
maybe like you're reading the Iliad or something. Yeah, I think the Iliad is you got to push yourself through that. I think. I studied the. I've got a classics A level, so I studied the Iliad and the Odyssey, but I quite like the Odyssey, but didn't really like the Iliad much.
Yeah, I'll do it with nonfiction, but I can't really like the fiction stuff. I just have to get. I will forget and I'll lose track of it. Like if I lose the momentum, like I have to keep going. Usually with a fiction book, and if I don't, if I let too much time go by, then I have to like put it aside and like start over again, which happens a fair bit. But with nonfiction, it's different. Like I just got this. Oops. So I just started this one, but this is I just started this. This is the first one in like a 3-book series. It's like a famous series about the different periods of the Third Reich.
Okay.
But this will take me, this is like 450 pages and the print is like, I mean, it's a history book, right? So this, like, I'm not going to try to, this will be like, I'll try to read like 10 pages a day, and certain days I won't even do that. You know what I mean? This will take me like 2 months. I'm planning for this to take me 2 months. You know what I mean? Because I'm just going to read this alongside of all the other stuff that I'm reading. So, but it's easier for me to do that with a nonfiction book.
Yeah, I found one of the really weird things for me about reading history books, because I obviously studied it. I did a degree in it, but when I used to do the research for the essays, I used to sit on my bed and I used to get all these books from the library, from the university library, and there'd be like 10, 12 books around me, and I'd be picking them up and like reading bits of it, and then going to another book, and then going into the index to find the bit about that subject, and then reading a few pages, and then, do you know what I mean? It would be like these little piecemeal bits I'd read, and I'd get a really good sense of the general thing from reading loads of books at the same time. And I kind of enjoyed that kind of crazy, kind of haphazard way of getting all the information from all these different books. But I very rarely went page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Do you know what I mean? I was just like picking bits of the books. And that was kind of how I did the research.
But I think, you're reading it for a purpose.
Yeah.
You say, right, I've got to write an essay on X.
Yeah.
So you go to the index and say, well, it's these pages. So I'll read this bit, this bit, this bit.
Yeah. And then you end up, because what you do is you look up the index. You say, okay, I need to look at page 35 to 39. That talks about, I don't know, poor law or something. But then you carry on reading it because you're just interested. So you go beyond it. But the bits that you'll make notes on are the bits from that bit of the index. But you carry on reading, and you end up reading a lot of the book or all of the book by proxy, because you've got the book out for a specific reason. But you carry on. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you do read it, but you don't read it in order, or like you would read a fiction book. Or I wasn't doing that. So because now I haven't got an essay to write, I haven't got an answer to I haven't got a problem to solve, a problematic to answer. I don't read. I would be reading page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, but I don't find it. I find that a harder way to read history books. I'd rather dip into different parts of it, But it's also not natural to do that, so it's weird.
Just have to give you a subject every month.
Get someone to like answer me this question, and I have to look into but I don't know. I miss the university library as well. It's just huge, absolutely huge. I counted, we've got 8 libraries in Portsmouth though. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's more than we've got.
Yeah, because we've got different parts. That's including the university library. We've got a main library which is pretty big, but then we've got different parts of Portsmouth that have got a library. We've got one down the one down the road is crap. There's hardly anything there. The Milton Library, they call it, because this part of Portsmouth is called Milton, where I live. And the Milton Library is pretty. There's hardly any books in it.
Is it named after the poet or the sterilising fluid?
I think it's named after the village of Milton. I think there's a village Milton in there.
Okay.
Nearby, I think. Yeah. The South Sea Library, that's named after the sea.
Which one?
Apparently, Southsea was built up before Portsmouth. Did you know that? That's kind of weird.
Oh, it's got to start somewhere, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we're going back into history again. Start talking about the Southsea Castle and stuff. Can't do that. Yeah, so have I covered the Brian? I want to talk about that. Yeah, I've put this here because if I put this on the screen, it might jog me a bit. I'm gonna go back to this as well at some point.
Oh,
my
okay.
notoriously awful and lapsed book club. So it is good. I just again, see, it's a non-fiction thing. I just I find it easier to. I need to. So, Gav, send me a question on what I'm supposed to be answering for this book, and then I'll make notes.
Why did you do that with the hat?
Yeah, clearly you don't know anything about that book.
Is it the same guy who wrote Awakenings?
It's a what?
Who wrote Awakenings?
Actually, I think it might have been him. Actually, yeah, it might have been him that did Awakenings.
Cool. In that case, I've read a book by him.
I didn't even connect the two books, but I think so. I mean, I've got another book by him called Musicphilia, which is about how the brain reacts to music. It's a really good book because he's obviously a neuroscientist. But this is about abnormal behavior and psychology.
Yeah, I'm sure he is who Robin Williams was based on in the film.
Right. That got a little bit of flack though, didn't it, that film? I think they may have changed some of the facts in the film. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not shown anymore, is it? It's
yeah, might be a bit out of date. The
like Rain Man or something, or
treatment of it, or maybe the medical expertise may be out of date or something.
Yeah, it's a nice enough story.
Yeah, well, he's very good in it. It's Robert De Niro in it who's doing
Riley.
The sleeping sickness or something. Is it called?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they're all sort of comatose, aren't they? But it's about sort of I think it's sort of like not like a Parkinson's type of thing.
Yeah,
but it's a very specific disease.
I remember also at the time. I mean, Robin Williams was doing serious roles for the first time around that time, and Robert De Niro was expanding beyond the kind of gangster, hard man, kind of doing vulnerable roles, which was quite new, wasn't it, for him at the time? I remember.
Yeah, I suppose King of Comedy be the first one, wouldn't it?
Well, but still says
and that's got an edge to it.
Yeah, I think there's still a bit of sass to it, isn't it? And clearly, what he's doing in Awakening is there's no sass involved there.
No.
So yeah, I think it's a bit like that. Diane's got to go.
See you then.
Constance says, "I got a book about how our brains evolved, thereby allowing us to learn to read." Oh, that's cool. This has been my first live in a long while. Oh, it's been fun. Hey, to catch up and stellar guest. Absolutely. Yeah. How many times have you been on this, Gav?
This is my second time.
That was your second time. Okay. He doesn't get the shirt yet.
Oh no, he's got a ways to go before he gets the jacket.
Got to say some nice things about Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, okay, yeah. It may be just that because I've noticed that some authors like doing like one main character that is the main focus of the book. Some people really like two character narratives, and some people like multiple characters. So, I mean, it could be that Susanna Clarke quite likes the two character dynamic. There's probably going to be more characters in it, but there's a big feature of that in Pyrenees, isn't there? because like people like Andy Weir clearly likes the single character dynamic, and then people like George Martin and probably the Expanse series. I don't know for sure. They've got lots of things going on, lots of different scenes that are interacting and that. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a style to that in there. Well done. Yeah. So do you guys just go back to Horror Mayhem for a second? Last question, I reckon, possibly. We've got dwindling numbers. Are you guys going to do like films and stuff for Horror Mayhem? Or do you think it'll be just literature?
No, I'm going completely the other way to that. I'm gonna do some big books as well. I know it's all supposed to be short books, but I want to read The Castle of Wolfenbach.
Okay.
And, oh god, what's the other one? The Mysteries of Adolfo. I don't know if I'm going to get all of that read. I'm going to try, but I don't think I'll get it all read.
Yeah, your TBR video for May was quite extensive, and I thought, is he like taking a month off work or something?
I wish, but we do get the extra day.
You get an extra day next week. Well, there's a bank holiday next Monday. Is there anything else? That's the only bank holiday. You got any time? I've got a holiday time or anything like that.
No, but I've already read one of the books
Okay.
that was on that list, so I've made a start.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think it's going to be a top 5 book for the year as well.
Oh, tell Dave about your big project, because he doesn't know about that.
Yep. Why do you think I don't know about it? That's a little presumptuous, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Dave has come back to me with his choices.
I'm already on the schedule for 2, buddy.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm clearly not on the nose.
You're on the rotor. I just don't have anywhere to put your name yet.
Yeah. You know, because I need to send you the list. I mean, there were some that I didn't want to read, and there were some that I've read before, and there were some that I definitely want to read. So yeah, it's an interesting.
Yeah. Don't pick the ones you don't want to read. There you go.
No, I won't. So which 2 are you going to read then?
Well, because I really want to make a push now to read all the novels that I haven't read yet about like totalitarian societies and stuff. I don't know why, maybe I'm kind of in this mood right now for some reason. So
for some
there
reason.
He had 2 on there that I was planning to read very soon. One, which is Brave New World, which I haven't read yet. And the other one was it was ironic because I actually just got C.S. Lewis has a sort of space trilogy, and the last one in the trilogy, what's it called again?
Is it the first one, Out of the Silent Planet?
Hideous Strength.
Or Hideous Strength. That's apparently a pretty well known. I hadn't heard of before until I started looking into it, and I had actually found that trilogy at a book fair, and even though it's a science fiction trilogy, it's my daughter, because my daughter, I'm not religious, but my daughter is pretty Christian, and so she loves the big Lewis series, and so she wanted those too, even though science fiction is not normally her jam. So she took those, and then I went in, and I'm like, are you going to read it? Because I kind of want to read that Hideous Strength now. And so she said, no, I'm never going to get to it. So she gave them back to me. So I just got those back from her, and Gavin emailed me with his lists. I'm like, this is perfect. Brave New World, Hideous Strength.
Well, no, it's the first one that we're going to read.
Oh, well, that's right. We're going to read the first one. We're going to read the first one.
Which is
the first 2.
Gareth is
Out of
the Planet, and the second one is Gretchen Goes to Nebraska.
Yeah,
right.
Those two are they're pretty short though. So wait, I missed the joke here. What? What'd you say?
No, I didn't. It wasn't a joke so much. It's just Out of the Silent Planet and Gretchen Goes to Nebraska are 2 brilliant albums by King's X. A rock band.
Okay. Yeah.
So carry on.
No. I was just going to say that apparently that Our Hideous Strength you can read by itself. You don't need to read the other 2 first, but I guess some characters overlap, and those first 2 books are short, so I figured I'd just read the whole trilogy.
Yeah. So this sounds like we're just talking amongst ourselves, and if people are watching this and people watch it on the repeat, what is the context of what we're saying, Gav? Tell them about what your idea is on that. Or is that not?
Yeah. No, I'll do it now. 2026 is the centennial of the first issue of Amazing Stories created by Hugo Gernsback, who coined the term science fiction, which became science fiction. So I'm reading a science fiction book for every single year from 1926 to 2026. So obviously including a book that hasn't been published yet, but going back to 1926. And because 100 books is a lot, I'm getting some of the reading in early to record it early.
Right, so you'll put 100 videos up during the year.
But I'm going to record some of them this year.
Yeah, brilliant. I had Brave New World up as a reread in my plans for the Banned Books project. So I read that when I was really young. So I was going to reread Brave New World, but obviously I don't know. We're always juggling when we're going to read these things, aren't we? So I need to remember that you guys are reading that, so I can try and read it at the same time if I can.
Okay.
I think we're going to do that in
July, right?
Yeah.
July. Oh, July's good.
Also Rocket Summer. So
yeah, Rocket Summer. Yeah. I was gonna try and concentrate on science fiction for July. So I'll tell you what. You mentioned a Frederick Brown's novel called something like What a Crazy World or something. Or
What Mad Universe.
What a Mad Universe. And I was like, that sounds awesome. And I've looked it up. It's so expensive.
Really?
It's crazy money. You can't get it cheap on eBay. And you can't get it new anyway. But you can't get it cheap on eBay. It's like really expensive. So it must have been out of print for a long time.
What's it called? A Mad Universe?
What Mad Universe?
What Mad Universe? Huh?
I looked at the plot. It sounds well good.
Oh, it's balmy. It's fantastic. I think it might be one of my favorites. It was this close to being the name of my channel. But then I found out that there was a podcast already called that. I'd done the logos, I'd set the accounts up, and it's
no way. Yeah. That's mad. But that's when I was gutted when I saw how expensive it was. Like, I'll get that. And then because sometimes that's the thing, like book hauls, when someone does a quick review of something or a quick mention of something, the amount of times I'll look on eBay to see if I can get a copy of it for between £3 and £5. I'll be like, I'll get that.
There's no rhyme or reason to it. I picked this up for a couple of quid. I'm sort of third of the way through it at the moment. And I looked today, and on Amazon it's £22.
Right. Yeah.
But then there was only ever 2 printings.
Right.
That doesn't make it good. It's possibly the opposite.
Yeah. Well, it's like the science fiction channels that collect door books. There's probably a load of crap in there, isn't there? But they're collecting them because it's a door book. So don't know how clever that is. But it's collecting, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. Collecting's different, isn't it? To just reading. It's
a different but related mindset.
Yeah. Like Jules Burt, who tries to get every single Penguin book. He doesn't care what he's got. It's something that's really random. He'll show you. He'll go on about what he's done. It. Has he got it? Has he got more?
He's going to collect the first 1,000. Right.
But some of them are like, how to go sailing, and
which is crossword puzzles, I think.
Yeah, what to wear if you're a nun, How to make? There's one that was a cooking thing as well. How to make the best scones, that kind of thing. And you do wonder the sanity of it. But he's got a great channel, and I am fascinated by those videos where he goes, "Oh, I've got this." Well, I go, "Wow," because some of them are so obscure. Some of the books that are in that collection.
Yeah, there's some great stuff. It's just how much of it I would read. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, and you're taking up space in your house for something you're never going to read, but it's part of your collection.
Well, I think it's more than just a hobby for him, isn't it? It's a going concern.
Yeah, yeah.
Did he used to own a shop?
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's like a lifestyle, isn't it? Because he'll meet collectors, and like booksellers, and he'll chat. I think it's a different thing, isn't it? There's a thing. Have you ever wanted to go to? This is a thing, Dave. This is a thing in London. Every November, I think there's a paperback fair that George Burt talks about. And it looks amazing. It's like this huge, like secondhand fair. All these different booksellers have these stalls up. And it looks so cool. They usually hire a hotel, and they have these things out. Have you seen that, Gav?
Yeah. I do want to go to it one year. I will go.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that at some point. But Dave, there's a question from Constance. Says, "How are you doing?"
Oh, I'm doing okay, Constance. As long as I don't move too much, it's fine.
Is that a quote from 2001?
Well, as long as you don't move much.
No, how are you doing, Dave?
Oh, how are you doing, Dave? Yeah. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. I think that's definitely in there somewhere, isn't it?
That's from 2001?
Yeah. HAL, isn't it? The computer HAL.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. I really enjoyed Service Model, by the way. The only Tchaikovsky one about the robot.
Yeah.
That was really good. Right.
I got to get to that.
Yeah, you will do. I was going to say I'm getting tired. So it's it's 2:20. We've had a good shout on our. I think we've got a few people left, but don't know. What do you think? Hey, Gav, have you got something else to tell us?
This book is a top 5 book for me this year. Read it a couple of days ago.
Oh, cool.
And
who's the author?
James Hilton.
Oh, okay.
It's a vintage classic, so it's like in that vintage range. So they're like alternatives to Penguins, aren't they?
Yeah, this is. I've already sort of sketched out a video which I'm going to have up next week.
What's that about?
It's about a hidden lamasery in the mountains in Tibet and the people that visit it and the changes it makes to them. And it's just absolutely beguiling. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Wow. Lost Horizon.
And it was a 1937 Frank Capra film.
Oh, okay.
And it's where we get Shangri-La from.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. I knew that connection, but I didn't know about the film, and you needed to remind me about that for me to know that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've interacted most recently with Shangri-La because of the game Uncharted, which was it was part of the plot of the first Uncharted game, the Shangri-La.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I might have that. I'm going to add that in.
Yeah.
Because you've got Shangri-La, you've got the hotels, Shangri-La, you've got the band, Shangri-La's. Camp David used to be called Shangri-La before it was called Camp David.
Okay.
There's there was during the Second World War an American aircraft carrier called the USS Shangri-La. I think FDR had a real thing for Lost Horizon, which is bizarre in itself.
I love the way you put these connections, like when you did your Agatha Christie, was it there? when he looked at all the different roles, Miss Marple, the different times people played Miss Marple. That's so cool the way you do that.
I probably got a fractured brain somewhere. I'm like, I'm just, I'm like you with the 12 different books and sort of picking stuff up.
Yeah. That's cool though, because it makes, we all want to try and carve our own little thing in it with our channels and try and make it interesting and that. Constance says Lost Horizons is a lovely film. So have you seen the film, Gav? Look. See that? Are you still there?
You phased out for a bit, but as you both did, I should imagine that was me.
Okay. Have you seen the film Lost Horizon?
Years and years ago. I think there was a remake as well and a musical, which I've not seen.
Cool. I love that.
Huh.
Right. So shall we say goodbye to everyone?
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for coming out.
Thanks everybody. I am going to do the right thing and not just have you two stranded, and we can say goodbye privately as well. So thank you, Gav, for being our guest again. That was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
It's been awesome. Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.